Kornheiser, fashion guru.
I'm Mike Wilbon. Have a great weekend, knuckleheads. Check us out on iTunes. Christy and Brandon. Salute.
And Jeannie Valentino, thank you. Now it's on you.
On a cold night in Harrisonburg, Virginia, fans of the James Madison Dukes are bundled up tight, ready for an FCS quarterfinal. The Dukes offense is fueled by the run, and senior Khalid Abdullah has led the attack all year. Meanwhile, the Bearcats of Sam Houston State, they lean on the arm of Jeremiah Briscoe, who's thrown an FCS record 57 touchdown passes. Welcome to the NCAA FCS quarterfinals presented by Northwestern Mutual. Only 8 teams remain alive for the FCS National Championship, including the 5-time defending champs from North Dakota State. The Bison host South Dakota State tomorrow at noon on ESPN. The Jackrabbits won that regular season meeting back in October. Youngstown State hosts Wofford, and Richmond is at Eastern Washington. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to the chilly Shenandoah Valley alongside my partner, former Sooner Dusty Dvorak. I'm Clay Matvick. Is this the year someone finally knocks off the Bison? We're going to find out. Certainly the Dukes of James Madison look like a team that could do it.
They've had a great season so far. They've changed the culture here this year. They're playing tough physical defense and a balanced offense attack where they're running it and throwing the football down the field. Had a great season. Going to be fun to watch this team here tonight.
James Madison won its first 2 games of the year before falling at FBS North Carolina. Then won the last 8 regular season games. Key wins at Richmond and at Villanova.
The Villanova game is where you can tell the culture had changed. The quarterback goes out, Brian Shaw, and oh boy, the defense shows up and solidifies a conference championship.
And last week defeated New Hampshire here at home. And Sam Houston State has a great offense. It's very dynamic, a ton of weapons.
They go fast, and they score in bunches very quickly. 54 touchdown drives, under 2 minutes, high-octane offense.
They lead the FCS in scoring 53 points per game, total offense at 570 per game. The only undefeated team in the FCS at 12-0, double-digit wins for their 3rd straight season. Last week, defeated Chattanooga.
They did early lead. Chattanooga gets back in it. It was the defense with a key stop. Briscoe, the quarterback, goes down. He did return, but the defense solidified a good home playoff victory.
The hometown crowd ready to root on the Dukes as the teams take the field, just 3 wins away from a national championship. Points should be plentiful. It's the only college football game of the day. Sam Houston, James Madison, next.
Mind making a run?
I got it.
The 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, with available all-wheel control and a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, starting at $19,795.
Hey, almost home.
It's ready for any adventure you can imagine. Get up to $3,000 cash back on select models during the Mitsubishi Motors Holiday Sales Event.
It's time to deck the halls in here, so you can help them get out there. For families who love the great outdoors every season, the only place to go this season is Cabela's Christmas Sale. Save up to 60% on select hunting gear, 25% off select men's, women's, and kids' hunting boots, and 30% off all in-stock Cabela's rods, reels, and combos. Find great deals for everything on their list. Shop in-store and online at Cabela's.com.
The first meeting between Sam Houston and James Madison, and it comes in the FCS playoffs. Here's Mike Houston, the Madison head coach, just moments ago.
We are built to win ball games in December. You are built to win this football game because you're the kind of team that thrives this time of the year. We got great mental toughness tonight, which we know we have, but we have to punish them at the point of contact in all 3 phases. Their ball carriers have got to get to a point where they don't want the football. Their defense has got to get to the point where they want no part of our box, no part of getting up in your face, O-line. And we got to make this a game that they have no desire to play in. No desire to play in.
It's been a great first season for Mike Houston at JMU, the Colonial Athletic Association Coach of the Year. He's got him fired up on this 27-degree night here in Harrisonburg, Virginia.
He's got me fired up. I'm about to come out of the booth and get ready to play, and this is what he's preached from day one. Tough, physical mentality, and he's right. The type of football they play, it sets up perfectly for the month of December.
Students in finals this week at James Madison. They thought that might affect the crowd. Yeah, it's a little late arriving. I think the weather may affect it a little bit, but it's not affecting the enthusiasm as we get ready for kickoff. Sam Houston won the toss and elected to receive. Tyler Gray puts it in the air, and Jalen Harris, the dynamic return man for Sam Houston State, brings it back to the 25-yard line and then is piled up there. And we're underway. As Jeremiah Briscoe, the transfer from UAB, gets ready to take the field. He was sacked 6 times last week in the game by Chattanooga, including one that injured his throwing arm. So, Dusty, that's something to keep an eye on.
Absolutely it is. He took a bad shot to his shoulder. He did finish the football game, and I was down there watching him in warm-ups. He looks good. We'll see if he can hold it throughout 4 quarters.
Southland Conference Player of the Year, and on the first play, they're going to run it. And James Madison ready for it. Corey Avery is hit immediately, no gain. Brandon Herford, who leads James Madison in tackles, makes the first hit of the night.
Martez Stone on that tackle as well. Big number 91 playing inside. He's had an outstanding season this year in the defensive tackle spot.
Up-tempo spread offense for Sam Houston State. 54 of 88 scoring drives have happened under 2 minutes. But they take this play clock on the second play from scrimmage to 6. Briscoe on the play action, sets to throw and fires downfield, incomplete. Avion Davis, the intended receiver. 6'3", 220-pound junior out of Houston is Briscoe. The FCS's all-time leader for touchdown passes in a season, 57. Last week, 363 yards and 5 touchdowns in the win over Chattanooga.
Good size, good arm strength, outstanding leader of the Sam Houston State offense.
So 3rd down and 10, they're 51% on the year converting on 3rd down. Time to throw, and another incompletion. Nathan Stewart, the great freshman receiver, well covered by Jimmy Moreland. And how about that? Sam Houston stifled on their opening series.
Bob Trout right there. Bob Trout on 3rd down. He brings the pressure. They go man-to-man on the outside. The coverage is outstanding. Good job picking up the blitz, but nobody open for Briscoe to deliver the football to. Outstanding opening series for the James Madison defense.
And Richard Davis, the Colonial Athletic Special Teams Player of the Year. 3 punt return touchdowns on the season. I'm going to let this one bounce from Joseph Figgenshaw, and it takes a bit of a Sam Houston roll to the 23-yard line. Now we'll get our first look at Brian Shore in the Madison offense after that 52-yard punt. Shore is 6'2", 215-pound junior out of Milford, Pennsylvania, completing 74% of his passes, best in the FCS, excuse me. Only 4 interceptions, and he's coming off a career day against New Hampshire. He went 30 for 37, 371 yards, and tied a program record with 5 touchdown passes.
Very accurate, as you said, with the football. Doesn't have zip on the ball, but great touch. He's a good athlete, can run the football, tough, and a great competitor.
Jonathan Kloosterman, the tight end, went in motion, sets. And now the first play from scrimmage is batted down at the line and picked off. Intercepted by Sione Latu, the nose tackle. And Sam Houston State takes over deep in James Madison territory. Just the 5th interception thrown by Brian Shore this year.
Mufa Debo doesn't get there with the rush. He gets his hands up. And boy, Sione Latu, the big defensive tackle. Look at him, the big man getting the football. And he tries to rumble with it. Huge opening play For the Sam Houston State defense, again, pass rushers, if you're not going to get to the quarterback, get your hands up, deflect the ball. That's exactly what Mufa Debo did. And boy, Latu, he did the rest. Great job by the defensive line from Sam Houston State.
Brian Shore threw a first-quarter interception almost identical to that last week. It didn't hurt Madison, but it certainly sets the tone here for Sam Houston State in the first quarter this week. A penalty flag comes in.
False start. Offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Jim sounds a little cold down there. That penalty against the left guard, Sam Hardy, a Wyoming transfer. And that's one of the problems for Sam Houston this year. They take 82 yards in penalties per game. That's near the bottom of the FCS. That backs him up 5 yards. Briscoe, play fake. He'll rip it to the outside. Caught at the 20-yard line and down to the 16 is Davion Davis. Let's take a look at the impact players.
Well, offensively for Sam Houston State, it's Jedediah Lewis, one of the best slot receivers in the country. He will make you miss. And defensively, for James Madison, Raven Green, the safety, leads the team with 5 picks, and he will come up and flat out hit you, Clay.
And Nathan Stewart, the intended receiver there. Jimmy Moreland, again, good coverage, and it's going to bring up another 3rd down for Jeremiah Briscoe and company. 3rd down and 6.
We've seen some great coverage so far from James Madison. 3rd down earlier. We saw Bob Trott bring the pressure and play man-to-man on the outside. Let's see if he brings some pressure here to get the ball out quick from Briscoe.
Trying to get to the 10-yard line. It's a draw play. Corey Avery's going to run for it. Has the first down. Ball comes out, and it's recovered in the end zone by Tutt. Charles Tutt gets it back for James Madison.
Just like we thought, Bob Trott, he brings the blitz, and it's a draw play to Corey Avery. Would have had enough for a first down, but the ball comes out. 2 turnovers early in this football game. Corey Avery looking for more, and Jordan Brown gets the ball out. We're not enough early on here at James Madison.
The Heisman Trophy presentation, tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
Can a car be crafted instead of produced? Designed with attention and care to give a feeling that stays with you. At Mazda, every detail matters because driving matters. The 3-row Mazda CX-9.
The holidays should bring joy. So why are you still putting up with complicated cashback cards? Some cards limit where you earn bonus cashback to places they choose. Then they change those places every few months. Quicksilver keeps it simple. With Quicksilver, you've always earned unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, everywhere. 'Tis the season for simple. What's in your wallet?
You found the perfect car for you on Cars.com.
I'm a robot.
Yeti.
Tense up, guys.
And use Cars.com to find a place to service it at a fair price, too.
Signal.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
That's not even music.
Now, when you're ready, you can sell your old car and find your new one, all on Cars.com. You know us for shopping, and now we're there for every turn. Cars.com.
Welcome back to Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research on ESPN as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. Help us beat it. Log on to jimmyv.org or call 1-800-4JIMMY-V to donate. All donations benefit the V Foundation for Cancer Research. Well, what a start to this game. A turnover on each side, and James Madison gets it back at their own 20-yard line.
Bob Trott's got to be happy with his defense. He gets a 3-and-out to start, and then after the turnover, gets the football back for his offense.
They'll pitch it back to Khalid Abdullah. They want to get him going. He's going to be stopped near the 25-yard line. He's one of our impact players, Dusty.
Outstanding running back. It's his footwork, it's his vision that allows him to be such a successful runner. On the other side, P.J. Hall, one of the best defensive players in the entire country in the FCS. He was the Southland Defensive Player of the Year. Excellent pass rusher and very stout against the run.
2nd down and 5 for James Madison, who turned it over on its first possession. That's a completion from Shore to Kloosterman. And he rumbles out across the 45-yard line, dropped at the 46, the all-conference tight end with a pickup of 21.
Well, James Madison runs the ball well. That was a run-pass option. Excellent decision by Brian Shore. Linebackers come up thinking that it's a run. Flip it right there to your tight end, Jonathan Kloosterman, for a very nice pickup.
526 yards per game. 286 comes on the ground. Air raid principles, but they want to run it first. And they're going to run it here with Abdullah. He'll bounce off a tackler or two across midfield. Adrian Contreras, the free safety and team captain for Sam Houston, brings him down. Can Sam Houston State, Dusty, stop the run? That's going to be one of the big questions.
The front four is going to have to play extremely well. And then is the strength of this defense, linebackers, defensive line. It's imperative that they stay in their gaps and they play on the other side of the football.
They swing it out. Open is Rashard Davis, and he gets to the 42-yard line for a first down. Planning for success brought to us by Northwestern Mutual. What are the teams going to try to do?
Well, Sam Houston State's got to stop the run. You're talking about a James Madison offense that goes for over 280 yards per game on the ground. And for James Madison, run the football, possess it, maybe churn some of that clock away. Ball control will be key here for James Madison. Helps the defense, and it puts that Sam Houston State high-octane offense over there on the cold sidelines.
JMU's got a pretty good offense, too. 48 points per game. Here's Abdullah breaking free. Inside the 20, the 15. There's a penalty flag. He's knocked out. Inside the 5 at the 3. Khalid Abdullah looking good early. Now, who's the penalty on? Looks like this might be coming back.
Hold there late, Clay.
Legal block in the back. Offense number 6. 10-yard penalty. Line to gain was reached. 1st and 10.
Now they're going to give him the first down, but the penalty on Rashard Davis, the receiver.
Well, it's the left side of the offensive line. You see A.J. Bolden with a nice combo, gets up to the 2nd level. Aaron Stinney, the left tackle, opening up a big hole right there for Khalid Abdullah.
So 1st down and 10. They spot the ball at the 25-yard line, and there's some pointing down there. Jumping off Luis Carino. Now, was he drawn off? The officials are going to talk about it.
False start. Offense number 68. 5-yard penalty. Remains 1st down.
Dusty, that's the right tackle, Tyree Chavis. He is a redshirt freshman. He is starting for the injured Mitchell Kirsch.
Mitchell Kirsch, first team all-conference offensive tackle. And we talked about it early. These defensive ends for Sam Houston State, Adebo as well as Hall, they're going to put the redshirt freshman to the test here today.
2nd penalty against James Madison on 1st down at 15. It's Brian Shore keeping it. He has an ability to run. But again, he's coming off an injury not that many weeks ago. How much will he run tonight? We don't know, but that's a pickup of 16.
Didn't run the football much last week, and you see very smart, gets down, no contact, and very athletic quarterback making a nice play.
1st down and 10 from the 14. It's Abdullah again, streaking to the end zone. His 18th rushing touchdown of the year. He gallops in from 14 yards out, and James Madison is on the board first. An impressive drive, 7 plays, 80 yards for James Madison. And the extra point by Tyler Gray is good. 7-0 Dukes.
Well, the redshirt freshman Tyree Chavis, the right tackle, does a nice job of giving a big gaping hole for Khalid Abdullah. Nice run. Big lead for James Madison.
It isn't always easy to know where you stand financially. Multiple accounts, investments, insurance. It can leave you wondering how it all fits together. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you see your whole picture, find out what you truly want, and then together we design a plan to go get it. There's a confidence that comes in knowing what financial security is and doing what it takes to achieve it. At Northwestern Mutual, we help you live life differently.
You work hard. Now it's time to pursue a promotion or another career. All across Texas, students are finding that their best path forward is an online degree from Sam Houston State University. With more than 25 online graduate degrees, online courses taught by full-time on-campus professors, classes small enough to provide personal attention, and a university legacy of more than 135 years, there has never been a better time to take the next step to success. Learn more at online.shsu.edu/graduate.
The NCAA FCS Football Championship is presented by Northwestern Mutual. We hope you live life differently. And in part by the all-new LG V20. Life's good when you play more.
Well, these James Madison fans happy to be up on their feet to cheer because it's helping them stay warm on this cold night that's going to dip down probably into the upper teens before game time ends. 7-0 James Madison, 18th rushing touchdown of the year for Khalid Abdullah. I'll see if Sam Houston State can respond, the #1 offense in the country. On this return, it's Jalen Harris hit and brought down by the coverage team at the 12-yard line. That's Robert Carter with the tackle.
Abdullah's touchdown. Watch the combo here. He's going to work up right there, and then a great kick out by the right tackle, and a gaping hole for Khalid Abdullah to walk into the end zone and put James Madison up top early. We talked with Coach Houston yesterday, Clay. He was preaching physicality, toughness, changing the culture in the offensive line. And what we've seen so far here, we've seen that toughness, we've seen that physicality from them up front.
He's done such a good job in year one.
Ahead of schedule.
First down and 10 now for Sam Houston State. The Bearcats star quarterback Jeremiah Briscoe goes over the middle, incomplete. Briscoe just one completion so far. That was intended for his great receiver Jedediah Lewis.
Being very physical with these wide receivers outside. Everything is contested. The coverage is very tight, and Briscoe yet to be able to find any of those very talented wide receivers.
Sam Houston State has only trailed once before all season. That was briefly in the first half at Northwestern State midway through the year. We'll see how they respond here playing from behind in this quarterfinal game. On 2nd and 10, Briscoe has to sling it downfield in a hurry as the pressure was mounting, and it's again incomplete. Davis the intended man, Brown bearing down, and it's 3rd and 10.
We're going to walk the safety Jordan Brown up, but he's going to come right off the edge, untouched, with a big hit on the quarterback, putting Briscoe to the ground, bringing up another 3rd and long.
Briscoe has time this time. Thrown over the middle, tipped in the air, incomplete. Davis couldn't haul it in, and the Bearcats are going to have to punt.
Pressure once again. Sam Houston State picks up the blitz, but an underneath crossing route. Briscoe tries to find Davis across the middle, off his hands. I don't know if it's the cold weather or what. It's good coverage, but Sam Houston State unable to get this offense going here so far.
So Joseph Figgenshaw will have to punt from the end zone. First team all-conference punter. has done a great job replacing Lachlan Edwards, who was drafted by the Jets. Rashard Davis. And great field position to start this series for Madison when we come back. It is so cold. We need hand warmers, Mom. Please send them. Some people think it's perfect. I would argue with that. But at least nobody's in class taking finals right now. 7-0 Dukes.
We've got some pretty extraordinary fans at Domino's. That's why we created Piece of the Pie Rewards, a rewards program that's anything but ordinary. You can earn a free pizza after just 6 online orders of $10 or more. Some folks will even have a chance to get 10 shares of Domino's stock or $10,000 in store profits. Learn how to get your piece of the pie at Domino's.com.
The field is set.
Chance to compete for a championship.
Ohio State wins. Off to the playoff again.
It's the Subaru Share the Love event. With every new Subaru sold, Subaru will donate up to $250 to one of the 4 national charities. And to further serve our community, Bob Wade Subaru will add another $100 donation to our hometown charity. Only at Bob Wade Subaru. Come score with the Wade Way and share the love.
We were definitely having some problems getting pregnant, and we got nothing but support from the doctors at Harrisonburg OBGYN. I've been to plenty of doctors, and I have never felt that compassion and that support anywhere else. Dr. King was the doctor on call, and oh, what an experience. She was amazing. I've waited for that child for 3 years, and to hear him cry, I felt so unworthy. It was like nothing I've ever felt before.
It's the Subaru Share the Love event. With every new Subaru sold, Subaru will donate up to $250 to one of the 4 national charities. And to further serve our community, Bob Wade Subaru will add another $100 donation to our hometown charity. Only at Bob Wade Subaru. Come score with the Wade Way and share the love.
James Madison quarterback Brian Shore threw an interception on the first series, but in the second series, they got guys in space and engineered a nice drive, Dustin.
Well, it's all predicated on the run game. The run game sets up play-action pass you saw there. Big gaping holes for Khalid Abdullah to run through, and he walks into the end zone to cap off the opening score for this game.
Abdullah, 4 carries, 48 yards already in the touchdown. He's had 8 games over 100 yards this season. Last week they rode him 22 times for 87 yards in the win over New Hampshire. First down and 10. Great field position to start this third series for Madison at their own 47. That time Abdullah bottled up at the line of scrimmage. And the total defense, Dusty, for Sam Houston ranks in the lower third of the FCS, giving up 429 yards per game. But it has made some big stops this year. You alluded to last week.
Chattanooga, they had to get a stop to win that football game on the home field. They came up with that stop. And really, the engine of this defense is the defensive line, the front 4. Did a nice job putting pressure on quarterbacks, and rush defense far better than the back end of this Bearcat defense.
That's weak side linebacker Mike Chapman, who's up and is walking off under his own power. 6'2", 230-pound senior out of Sealy, Texas. Sam Houston quick strike offense this season hasn't given the defense a lot of recovery time this year.
No, they score quickly. That defense is so used to being back on the field. But so far here tonight, Clay, they have not been able to get it going offensively. That's a credit to the James Madison's defense here early on.
6 minutes gone by here in the opening quarter. 7-0 Madison, looking for more. They're into Sam Houston territory. That's Damo Taylor, the 6'3" senior out of Columbia, South Carolina. Last week, the receiving corps was terrific. They had 3 receivers with 2 touchdown catches, Ravenel, Alls, and Kloosterman. We haven't seen Alls get involved yet, but some tells me we will soon. First third down faced by Madison in this game. 3rd down and 3. This is Shore, and he's high. Intended for Brandon Ravenel. His senior clutch receiver. But despite the good field position, the drive sputters out.
3rd and 3. I'm surprised the offensive coordinator, Donnie Kirkpatrick, doesn't elect to run the football. They've had so much success on the ground here so far. Throw the football, brings up a punt. I think moving forward in those 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 4 situations, you'd like to see the Dukes keep it on the ground.
And Gunnar Kane, who hasn't been used a lot this year, averaging less than 2 punts per game, comes out to kick. Jedediah Lewis standing at the 10-yard line. It's a short punt, and he dives for it across the 20-yard line and is able to come up with it. And that's where Sam Houston will have it. Well, immediately following the Heisman Trophy presentation tomorrow, it's our next 30 for 30 film titled Catholics versus Convicts. The story behind the 1988 college football game of the year between #1 Miami, #4 Notre Dame. And it sparked more than just a controversial t-shirt. Catholics versus Convicts, presented by Mini, tomorrow at 9 Eastern on ESPN. It should be good. There's Bob Trott. 40 years in coaching. This is his first year on staff at James Madison as defensive coordinator. He's done a great job. Has to be happy with the way they played so far. Remus Bulmer, the #2 running back for Sam Houston. The carry there for 5 yards.
This is Bill Parcells' disciple, coached them at Air Force, coached them at the Patriots. He's old school, man. He's preaching physicality, aggressiveness, toughness, and man, they have changed the culture on the defensive side of this football team.
Bulmer again, he's hit. That's going to be a loss on the play. Jordan Brown, the safety, a converted corner, comes up, lays the hit. And that's going to be a loss of 3.
And that's one of the things. You see how many purple jerseys you see around the football? They fly to the football like their hair's on fire. And then that's what you want defensively. Guys just giving max effort, giving it all they got to the ball. And when you pop in the tape, when I watch James Madison this week, that's what you see. A lot of hats in the picture around the ball carrier every snap.
Bearcats 0 for 3 on 3rd down. Briscoe pressured, it's hit, knocked down, and it's 4th down. Martez Stone having a great opening quarter, and he has had a fine year. You alluded to the fact that he has worked very hard to get his academics and body in shape, and he's playing well tonight.
Martez Stone from the inside had a monster game against Villanova. See him working inside. Beats the guard with an inside move. Knows he can't get there. And like we talked about earlier, get the hands up, deflect a pass. Had 4 pass deflections in their conference clinching win over Villanova. Do a great job. If they can't get there, get your hands up and get a piece of the football.
Penalty marker on the punt.
False start. Offense number 20. Remains 4th down.
This is going to be their 3rd 3 and out for Sam Houston State. Takeaways, 3rd down defense, red zone defense, the 3 things that Bob Trott talked to us most about yesterday. Check, check, check here so far.
It's the new way to define if you're playing good defense. It's not the old days where you look at total yards, getting off the field on 3rd down, limiting red zone opportunities to field goals, and as you said, taking the football away.
And Madison will have it at the 41. When you think James Madison, you think Charles Haley. 2-time All-American at Madison back in the early 80s. Defensive end and linebacker. First player in school history to be drafted. And then went on to a stellar career. 13 years in the NFL with the Niners and Cowboys. In the Hall of Fame, of course. And the only player in NFL history with 5 Super Bowl rings. 6 rings on that hand. 1 is his Hall of Fame ring.
Look at that bent finger right there. Think he could rush the pass a little bit back in the day.
James Madison also known for Lee Fitting, one of our bosses here at ESPN, coordinating producer, longtime producer of College Game Day, which came to James Madison a year ago. After that short run, Justin Johnson on the tackle. 2nd down and 9. for the Dukes, leading 7-0 in this quarterfinal in the FCS playoffs. Here's Abdullah again, already a touchdown. Stiff arm going the wrong direction, and he spun at the 30-yard line and dropped for a loss by defensive end number 92, P.J. Hall, the Southland Conference Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, P.J. Hall, he's going to do a great job setting the edge right here and getting the tackle for loss. You see him split the double team. Kloosterman tries to come down. He goes right through it. Great pad leverage. He's not going to get credit for the tackle for loss. His teammates get in on the play, but P.J. Hall, fighting through the double team, setting the edge, makes the play.
That was a loss of 10, and now this play is whistled dead before it starts.
First charge timeout of the half. Sam Houston, there'll be a 30-second timeout.
So the Bearcats calling a timeout. Casey Keeler wants to talk things over. James Madison here in Harrisonburg, Virginia, tucked inside the Shenandoah Valley. Over 21,000 students, champions of the Colonial Athletic Association for the second straight year, and that win over New Hampshire last week, their first playoff win in 5 years.
I think it's just a testament to the job that Mike Houston has done since he's taken over here. You know, talking to him, we said, you know, you asked him, Coach, you surprised at how quickly you guys had success? He's like, you know, I am. I expected 2 to 3 years to change the culture, to change what we felt we needed to get to be a championship program. But man, this team, these seniors have bought in, playing some really good football.
Play action, Shore. Cox's arm fires it deep downfield. There's a man open. Coming back to the football is Damo Taylor on his feet. Gets out to the 5-yard line before he's bumped out. What a play by Damo Taylor. And James Madison knocking on the door again.
Well, Brian Shore, excellent in the pocket. He gets some pressure. He steps up, delivers a nice pass to Damo Taylor, who beats coverage down the field, coming across the field. Excellent throw, hits him in stride, and a huge play for the Dukes.
Gain of 64 yards. They go back to the ground. Abdullah behind a block. It's right to the doorstep. Spotted at about the 1.5 yards. Second down and goal. Abdullah. Touchdown earlier in the quarter. This time it's going to be Shore keeping it, and he's in. Touchdown again for James Madison. Brian Shore with his 10th rushing touchdown of the year.
Brian Shore on the zone read. He's going to keep it. Knees down right in front of the goal line, but is that ball over? It's going to be very close.
It's going to stand.
Yeah.
Here comes Tyler Gray for the point after. Sophomore out of Winchester, Virginia. And it's 14-0. Well, the winner gets either South Dakota State or the 5-time defending national champs North Dakota State in the next round. And right now it is looking good for James Madison. They have really been impressive since the opening kick.
They have on both sides of the football. You see them dominate the line of scrimmage, getting it going in the run game. Defensively, they've been off the charts against the most explosive offense in the FCS. They have completely shut them down. And let's take a look at the big play by Brian Shore. Up top, you'll see Damo Taylor. He's going to take it down and go work across the field. But really, this whole play set up by Brian Shore. Watch him in the pocket, gets a little bit of pressure, but steps up. He sees the open space, sets, fires a strike down the field to an open receiver. Outstanding big play by the James Madison offense, and it's all orchestrated by that man right there, Brian Shore, showing some athleticism, and then you see the arm talent. The CAA Offensive Player of the Year is off to a hot start here tonight.
102 yards passing for Shore, and he really hasn't been able to establish, or hasn't needed to yet, his two best receiving weapons in Davis and Ravenel. Other guys have been getting it done. On the return, Jalen Harris, and he has been unable to find any daylight on return so far. More good coverage by the Dukes this time. Robert Carter We'll see if Briscoe can get it going for Sam Houston.
Some great coverage by this James Madison secondary. A lot of man-to-man, and man, they are up in these Bearcat receivers' grill. You see the physicality at the line of scrimmage, not allowing them off the line. Everything is contested. Nothing is easy. Whether it's intermediate, down the field, you see the double coverage. Outstanding job so far by this James Madison defense. Really in man-to-man coverage, being physical with the wide receivers, impeding their ability to run their routes, and sticking with them every snap here so far.
Another penalty marker.
Prior to the flag. Second charge, timeout of the half. Sam Houston, 30-second timeout.
Well, Casey Keeler in his third year at Sam Houston State, the Southland Conference Coach of the Year. He's taken the Bearcats to the FCS playoffs all 3 seasons, but you know, he can tell things are just a little off, especially for that offense.
He's got to calm everybody down. You're on the road. They haven't been in this situation before. Everybody's got to relax, exhale, just execute your offense. They still have a high-octane offense. Everything is built off the RPOs, run-pass option. Just take what the defense gives you. You don't have to hit a 14-point home run down the field. Just run your offense and get into a rhythm. But really, these wide receivers, they're going to have to beat this press man-to-man coverage that the Dukes are putting on them.
Again, they've only trailed once all season before tonight. Let's see what kind of character they have. Incomplete again, intended for Nathan Stewart, the top freshman receiver in the country. Nearly 1,000 yards on the year, but he and Briscoe have been unable to connect yet.
Outstanding speed, excellent jumper. He's got him right here on the post. But Nathan Stewart unable to come up with the ball.
Briscoe 1 for 9. Going to try to run it. Finding some room, Remus Bulmer. That's a first down carry of about 13 yards. Over 800 yards this season for Bulmer. And maybe they'll have to establish the run to open things up with the pass.
I'm saying it's a run-pass option offense. Every single play, Jeremiah Briscoe gets them in the best play. And if the defense is going to give them the run game, you got to take it. Nice run right there by Bulmer.
Briscoe pumps, goes to the right. Coming back is Davion Davis. He might get over 1,000 yards receiving tonight if this offense gets on track. 73 yards short when the night started from 1,000. Second down and 6 for the Bearcats.
Nice catch right there by Davion Davis using his hands on a little comeback route.
From the 30-yard line. Incomplete. Stewart again draped by Jimmy Moreland. Moreland has been winning that battle all night.
Going to try to hit Nathan Stewart on a slant. And as you said, Jimmy Moreland all over him. Man-to-man coverage. Nathan Stewart, the speedster, the true freshman, unable to beat the cornerback. Another third and long situation. Seen a lot of pressure here early on from the Dukes.
No conversions yet on third down. Briscoe from a clean pocket. Incomplete again. He keeps going to Stewart, but Moreland keeps knocking it down. And the Bearcats will have to punt it away.
Keep trying to pick on Moreland, and I don't know why. Because all he keeps doing is making plays. You see Briscoe trying to find Stewart on a post. Excellent job right there, getting the right hand in, breaking up that pass. Can't say enough about the outstanding coverage we're seeing here early on from the James Madison defense.
Just 43 yards of total offense for Sam Houston, the #1 offense in the country. Now the return for Rashard Davis. He is slippery. 3 punt return touchdowns on the year, and he could go. One man to beat. Goodbye. Touchdown, Rashard Davis. A 72-yard punt return for Davis, his 4th punt return touchdown of the year.
And the fans are loving it. They're in a frenzy here at James Madison. The big early lead. Excellent blocking on the return, but man, Rashard Davis, is he good with the football out in open space, making people miss, taking it to the house.
Tyler Gray for the point after again, and it's 21-0. Well, he was a lead pipe cinch to win the CAA Special Teams Player of the Year, and you can see why. He almost broke one last week against New Hampshire. It went for 40 yards. This time he does get free and takes it to the house.
Makes the first guy miss and allows his blocks to set up. And then you see him reverse field. Great vision. And there is no one on the Bearcat special teams anywhere to locate Rashard Davis. Again, he makes that initial guy miss, and then outstanding blocking to spring him in the open field. And then the vision cuts back across the grain to open spaces. Looks up at the scoreboard, and he says, man, I'm fast. Ain't nobody behind me. I'm going to go ahead and take this one into the end zone.
That's another of the areas that's improved significantly since last year with Mike Houston as the head coach, the special teams. And we saw that specifically last week against New Hampshire. They completely dominated the special teams battle. Of course, Brandon Ravenel had that 86-yard kickoff return touchdown a week ago. One of his 3 touchdowns on the day. And now James Madison with a punt return touchdown to make it 21-0. And we're still in the first quarter. This is Tyler Scott, sophomore out of Red Oak, Texas. And he gets it across the 25 where he is cut down. ESPN's coverage of the FCS Championship continues next weekend with semifinal coverage on ESPN2 and ESPNU. For more information, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. You see our bracket here. The championship game will be January 7th in Frisco, Texas. Frisco is 3 hours north of Sam Houston State. But since 2011, it's been referred to as South Fargo. As the Bison have just dominated the FCS the last 5 years. That looked like a face mask, and sure enough, a penalty flag comes out.
Darius Carter reaches his hand out, and I don't think he grabbed the jersey, Clay. I think he grabbed a big piece of the face mask.
It was Remus Bulmer who had his head jerked around.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. First down.
Darius Carter setting the edge. He reaches out to try to take down Bulmer. Big grip on the face mask. Easy call for the official.
Looked like there might have been 2 face masks. Well, Sam Houston State has to take advantage of this, as they're now in Madison territory. On the draw, Remus Bulmer again, brought down in the backfield at the midfield line by Gage Steele, the all-conference middle linebacker and the leader of the Madison defense.
They try to run the draw, and Gage Steele, the senior, he's not having it, reads it perfectly, and he makes a nice open field tackle on Bulmer. A very instinctive linebacker. This guy's a throwback, man. These coaches love this guy. The senior has completely bought in to what Coach Houston and his staff wanted. He sets the example, and everybody just follows in line. An outstanding season, and he's put together a really nice career here at James Madison.
And on that play, Mitchell Watanabe, the right tackle for Sam Houston, got rolled up on, and he's being helped to the sideline. Big man, 6'3", 350 pounds. And this line, with the exception of the center, is huge.
As Gage still makes the tackle, you see him roll into the lower body of Big Mitchell Watanabe. Hate to see when a big guy like that gets hit in the lower limb.
So he's trying to put some weight on it.
It's a big man.
So 2nd and 11. Briscoe. Got rid of it. Very little gain for Jedediah Lewis. The Southland Conference Offensive Player of the Year has been contained by the Dukes so far. Just a 3-yard pickup, another 3rd down for the Bearcats.
Well, Bob Trott wanted to test the new right tackle. He brings a blitz from Jordan Brown off the edge. Really nice job by Briscoe stepping up in the pocket and finding his target.
One of the best teams in the country on third down. Haven't picked one up yet. Briscoe sets, throws over the middle. Again, double coverage that time. Are they going to get the flag? Tyler Scott wants one, and he does get it. Charles Tutt pleading his case.
He's got no case, partner. He got there early.
Pass interference. Defense number 23. The ball will be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Another break, and a much-needed one for Sam Houston.
Good protection. Briscoe has all kinds of time. You can see clearly the defender gets there. Charles Tutt gets there before the ball is delivered. Good call by the official.
Fourth penalty against Madison. First down and 10 on the play action. Pressure coming out the backside. Picked up nicely. Deep throw. It is caught, but incomplete as Davion Davis was out of bounds.
Good pass. Davis catches it. Does he get a foot down? No, unable to keep a foot down in bounds. But a nice throw right there by Briscoe over the outside shoulder. Good catch, but you got to get that foot down.
And Jimmy Moreland again doing a nice job.
He's all over
the receiver to the outside. Didn't give him much real estate. He's having a beautiful first half. Briscoe looks right, comes back to the middle for Stewart, and that was off his hands. Third down and 10. That time it was Taylor Reynolds in the secondary. First team all-conference corner for the Dukes.
Screen and go up to the field, and he looks back. It's covered. Good job in the coverage, and he comes back to Nathan Stewart in the boundary. He is bound and determined to find Nathan Stewart on a slant or a post. Unfortunately, has yet to come up with a completion.
Sixth play of the drive. Believe it or not, this is the longest drive for the #1 offense in the country so far tonight. Facing another third down and long. They need the 30-yard line to keep the drive alive. Jeremiah Briscoe pumps, lofts it up toward the sideline. Incomplete, not even close. Scott, the intended receiver, and it's fourth down.
Don't like the decision right there by Briscoe. Tries to throw the go ball down the sidelines. Didn't even give his receiver a chance. In a 3rd and 10 situation, you got to give your receiver a chance to come down with the ball. For one of the best quarterbacks in the country, coming in with 57 touchdowns, Clay, I would say struggling is an understatement. You got to give a ton of credit, though, to this Duke defense.
And Figgenshaw is going to have to punt for the 5th time, try to pin James Madison deep.
There's no foul on the play. Fourth down.
Rashard Davis brought one back. 72 yards. Now this one gets away from Figgenshaw. He scrambles on the run. Ball comes out. Did James Madison recover?
Either way, it's their football.
It's their football regardless. What an awful opening quarter this has been for the Bearcats. That is Jimmy Moreland, who's been great defensively. Now with a nice play on special teams, he recovers.
I don't think the snap was that bad. The punter jumps up, but kind of hit him in the jaw. Yeah, it seemed like the punter had a little bit of open space. I think he would have tried to, Australian kicking is so in right now. Looked like he would have had an opportunity to kick the ball, but now James Madison with great field position.
Yeah, they had an Australian punter last year, Lachlan Edwards. This is Trey Sharp. They'd like to get him involved tonight as much as they can. His role has certainly increased over the last month in the JMU run game. Their second leading rusher, Carden Johnson, out for the year with an Achilles injury.
He's really stepped it up. And, unlike Khalid Abdullah, he has top-end speed. Abdullah gets done with vision, with footwork, and Sharp, man, he's got some great speed. You see him right there hit the edge.
And he'll get it again. Good run. First down, James Madison. Trey Sharp, he carried it 16 times last week for 77 yards. Starting to get his lather up. That's a gain of 11. Here comes James Madison again. They have really, since they turned it over on that first play from scrimmage, the ball that was tipped at the line and intercepted, they have looked beautiful on offense. This is Sharp again, this time brought down before the line of scrimmage by Mike Chapman. Good to see him back out on the field after limping off a little bit earlier. About a minute to go here in the opening quarter. James Madison, one of 4 teams from the Colonial Athletic that made the FCS playoffs, playing arguably the toughest league in the country. The Missouri Valley would certainly have something to say about that. That's Sharp again, and it's 3rd down and long. And that's one of the things you and I were talking about today. You know, you look at the schedules that these two teams have played throughout the year. James Madison's schedule, very daunting. I mean, Villanova, New Hampshire, Richmond, all in their league. They were all playoff teams. Sam Houston had a much easier schedule.
James Madison is battle tested. They've played some tough, physical, grinded out football games. On the other side, Sam Houston State didn't play a team with a winning record until the last game of the regular season.
Going to the outside and close to the 1st down marker is Shore. He hits Ravenel. That's his first touch of the game. And it looks like it's short of the 1st down. And that's going to be the last play of the 1st quarter. Unless they can get this one off. Nope. What a start for James Madison here at home in the FCS quarterfinals, trying to do what they haven't done since 2004, and that's win a national championship. Temperatures in the 20s, but this Madison offense has been red hot. They lead at 21-0 going to the 2nd.
I turned it around and I said, oh my goodness. It was viewed as good against evil.
What if I told you 3 words could light a rivalry on fire? ESPN Films presents Catholics vs. Convicts, tomorrow at 9 on ESPN.
Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Jabril Peppers, Deshaun Watson, D.D. Westbrook. The Heisman Trophy presentation tomorrow at 8 on ESPN.
If you need an opioid to manage your chronic pain, you may be so constipated. It feels like everyone can go, except you. Tried many things, still struggling to find relief? You may have opioid-induced constipation, OIC. It's different and may need a different approach. Opioids block pain signals, but can also block activity in the bowel, which is why it can feel like your opioid pain med is slowing your insides to a crawl. Longing for a change? Have the conversation with your doctor about OIC and ask about prescription treatment options. Made on behalf of those living with chronic pain and struggling with OIC.
Hold my hand. I am afraid. Please pray for me or tear it apart.
Life is better when we celebrate together during Toyotathon. Toyota, let's go places.
Introducing the Reuben from Subway, a sandwich as full of intrigue as it is flavor. Some say it was invented by deli owner Arnold Reuben, others by Reuben Kolakowski during a poker game, and some insist it was Hollywood starlet Marjorie Rambeau in a fit of crazed hunger. Seriously, the Reuben's past may be debatable, but its great taste is not. Stacked with lean corned beef, Bavarian-style sauerkraut, Swiss cheese, and Thousand Island dressing on new freshly baked rye bread. We don't know where it came from, but we know where you can get it. Only at Subway.
Welcome back to Northern Virginia, and you're watching the NCAA FCS quarterfinals presented by Northwestern Mutual. Yep, 21-0 James Madison after the 1st quarter. And look at these numbers throughout the year for Sam Houston State. 570 yards, 53 points per game, but they have been stymied.
Blanked here tonight. That's a credit to Bob Trott, his defenders, challenging his defense to step up, putting some of his defensive backs out there on islands, and boy, they have answered the bell here tonight.
Now James Madison. Going to go for it here on 4th down. It would appear. They've had a pretty good track record this season on 4th down, over 70% conversion rate. This is the first play of the second quarter. Brian Shore, Colonial Athletic Association Player of the Year, out of the shotgun. That's the snap from Kyle Rigney, hands off, Trey Sharp, 1st down and more, but there's a marker behind the run of Sharp. There's a gain of 11, but we'll see if it...
Offense number 64, 10-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
That's going to come back. Matt Frank, the right guard, 5th penalty against Madison.
Matt Frank, see the right guard working on, I believe it was 94, Cody Brooks.
Gave him a headlock there.
Easy holding call right there for the official.
Wrestling move.
Still going for it.
Yeah.
Interesting call here.
4th and 11.
Having no man's land to 33.
Well, the way the defense is played, why not? Struggle with the snap. Shore is able to recover on the hoof. Gets it inside the 30-yard line, well short of the 1st down. Cody Brooks, the FBS transfer from UTSA, makes the tackle, and Sam Houston will take over on downs. But it's all James Madison right now, leading 21-0 early in the second.
It's the holidays at Verizon, and the best deals are on the best network.
Yes!
With no surprise overages, you can use your data worry-free and even carry over the data you don't use. And right now, get 4 lines and 20 gigs for only $40 per line. And just for the holidays, get the Moto Z Play Droid absolutely free. No trade-in required.
I love you in that. No, I love you in that. No, I love you in that.
Hurry, these offers end soon. Get the best deals and the best network. Only on Verizon.
We've got some pretty extraordinary fans at Domino's. That's why we created Piece of the Pie Rewards, a rewards program that's anything but ordinary. You can earn a free pizza after just 6 online orders of $10 or more. Some folks will even have a chance to get 10 shares of Domino's stock or $10,000 in store profits. Learn how to get your piece of the pie at Domino's.com.
I spy something that starts with M. Mickey. Something that starts with B. Boat. Something with F. It's fire truck.
Wait, that's 2 words. It doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
The 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander, one of America's safest crossovers, well-equipped for under $24,000. Get up to $3,000 cash back on select models during the Mitsubishi Motors Holiday Sales Event.
Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Jabril Peppers, Deshaun Watson, and Dede Westbrook all invited to New York. Now the Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Nissan tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on ESPN. Lamar Jackson of Louisville, 30 touchdown passes, 21 touchdown runs. Cam Newton, Tim Tebow, the only other college players to have 30 and 20 in the same season, and they both won the Heisman. Does that mean Lamar Jackson is the lead pipe cinch to win it?
He's going to win the Heisman. He's been the best player in the country from the start of the season to the finish of the season. Some other people made some late runs, Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield, Dede Westbrook, but Lamar Jackson, without question, been the best player in the country this year.
It'll be tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on ESPN. Here's Sam Houston needing to get the offense going. It's Jordan Brown with his first carry of the ball game, the number 3 running back, very fast, picks up the 1st down. Gage Steele with another tackle for James Madison. This hurry-up, spread offense hasn't been able to find a rhythm yet, Dusty. We'll see if it can on this series. Their own 39, the Bearcats' Jeremiah Briscoe flares it out. It's Brown and no catch. Just out of sync.
You know, I don't know if it's the cold weather or what, but they're not instinct, just like you said. They're just a step behind, not catching all the footballs. When you watch this team, they've got a lot of sure-handed receivers or running backs catch the ball well, but so far here tonight, they've really struggled.
Not used to playing from behind, that is for sure. Here's Brown cut down at the 35-yard line. Curtis Oliver as the corners continue to shine for the Dukes. Another 3rd and long.
That's an excellent play right there by the quarterback. Shedding the block and coming up, making an excellent open field tackle on the Bearcat running back.
They still haven't converted a 3rd down tonight, and they've got to get to the 49 to keep this series alive. Briscoe fires over the middle, nearly picked off by Oliver as he jumped in front of Jedediah Lewis and nearly got the 2nd Bearcats turnover of the night. 4th down.
The coverage continues to be so tight out there for James Madison. Curtis Oliver working against the slot. Jedediah Lewis, he beats him inside, but you see him come back, undercut the route, get his hand inside, and another excellent pass breakup for the Duke's defense.
Now they're wearing Joseph Figgenshaw out, and that punt is blocked. Figgenshaw couldn't get it away, and it's scooped up. Madison's going to run it in. Bryce McGinley, the scoop and score. And the Dukes with another big special teams play.
With everything going right here tonight for James Madison. Offense, defense, the 2nd touchdown on special teams. It's been all Dukes here early in James Madison.
Yeah, Mr. Houston, we definitely have a problem. And Tyler Gray right between the eyes. It's 28 rip.
See, we got pressure coming here. They're all coming. Several guys get through. But 36, Robert Carter gets his hand on the football. And then a scoop and score as he strolls into the end zone. All out blocks, several of the Duke's defenders breaking through. And man, just they are on point here tonight.
The 10th non-offensive touchdown this season for James Madison. Their 3rd in the last 2 weeks. And the Dukes are large and in charge here in the FCS quarterfinals. It's their first Friday night game in this stadium since losing to Montana in the 2008 FCS semifinals. These fans are cold tonight, there's no doubt about it, but the score certainly helps. This is Jalen Harris again. He has been bottled up on every kick return so far. That's his best return, out across the 30 and down to the 31-yard line. Sam Houston State has been putting on a clinic in punting. How can they get it turned around, Dusty?
They got to move the football. They're going to have to get these receivers to beat some of this man-to-man coverage. Rub routes always helps with man-to-man coverage. Crossing routes, getting some of these defenders picked off of the wide receivers. Got to find a way. We're talking about a Bearcat receiving corps with 3 receivers over 900 yards and all 3 with double-digit touchdowns. And none of them have been able to get open and make plays here tonight. Got to find a way to get their playmakers the football.
Number 9 is Jedediah Lewis, their star receiver. He has been almost non-existent tonight. Another marker.
Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's the 3rd penalty against the Bearcats. So it backs him up right out of the get-go. Jedediah Lewis went over 1,000 yards receiving last week. He had 156 yards and 3 touchdown catches against Chattanooga, including a beautiful one-handed grab for a score. But tonight, just 1 catch. Briscoe's thrown to him 4 times. Just haven't been able to get him going. Another clean pocket for Briscoe. Can he do anything with it? Off the hands of Davion Davis, incomplete. Taylor Reynolds again was right there in the coverage. 2nd down and long.
Briscoe allowing his receiver to go up and make a play on the football, and he almost catches it. He turns around right off his fingertips. got to find a way to come down with that football. This offense needs someone to step up and make a play to try to get some momentum going.
Jordan Brown in the backfield. Briscoe wants to throw again over the middle. Boy, that was well covered too and nearly picked off. Gage Steele was there, intended for Lewis. And another third down coming up for the Bearcats, who averaged 33 points in the first half this season. But they haven't even been able to convert a third down yet tonight, Dustin.
And that wasn't a very good pass right there by Briscoe. That ball hits the ground before it even gets to Jedediah Lewis. And yet again, the Bearcats in a third and long situation.
We'll try to get to the 41 here. Pressure picked up, incomplete, nobody close. And Jeremiah Briscoe heads to the sideline again. And he wasn't ready for the snap.
No, it hits him right there and around his hip. Looks off the coverage, and he tries to go back to Davion Davis. And again, just off target. He misses wide receiver by a mile right there.
This is the 4-3 and out tonight in the 8 drives for Sam Houston. And they've got confusion here on the special teams unit. Did they get a timeout call before the flag?
Legal substitution.
No.
Offense, 12-minute formation. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Casey Keeler looking for answers.
The only person that's got answers tonight's Mike Houston. Over on the opposite sideline, the head coach for James Madison.
Well, Figgenshot, his last punt blocked and returned for a touchdown. This is the 6th time he's been called on to kick. Let's see if they can protect him here. It's going to be great field position for the Dukes. Pressure comes, easily gets it away. Rashard Davis lets it bounce, and he'll let it roll. Very nice punt that time by Figgenshot. It's going to finally lay dead at the 21-yard line. 58-yard kick. James Madison with a 4-touchdown lead.
You found your car on Cars.com.
I'm a robot.
Yeti. And found a place to service it, too. Now, when you're ready, you can sell your old car and find your new one, all on Cars.com. You know us for shopping, and now we're there for every turn. Cars.com.
There are those who love sriracha and those who haven't tried it. And for a limited time, Wendy's Bacon Sriracha Fries are the perfect introduction. Sriracha-infused aioli and applewood smoked bacon, all for $1.99. And at Wendy's, there's more sriracha to come.
There's no one else in the world like you. So I wanted you to have the ring to match.
At Jared, we only sell one piece of jewelry. The engagement ring of her dreams you had designed just for her. In fact, with custom design services in every Jared, anything you can imagine, our expert jewelers can create. Something completely original. Completely unique. Completely her. Custom design. That's why he went to Jared.
You work hard. Now it's time to pursue a promotion or another career. All across Texas, students are finding that their best path forward is an online degree from Sam Houston State University. With more than 25 online graduate degrees, online courses taught by full-time on-campus professors, classes small enough to provide personal attention, and a university legacy of more than 135 years, there's never been a better time to take the next step to success. Learn more at online.shsu.edu/graduate.
12:38 before half. James Madison with a commanding lead over Sam Houston. The O-line has really improved over last year.
Most improved group from the spring to the fall. Big gaping holes for Abdullah, for Sharp, the quarterback Shore. Doing an excellent job at the point of attack, getting up, comboing to the second level. See the hesitation by Sharp, and the hole just opens wide, and the big touchdown by Abdullah. Great combo to the second level, and you see the redshirt freshman Tyree Chavis opening up that hole. That's what Mike Houston talked about. This was the point of emphasis back in the spring, in the fall, where they needed to improve, and man, have they showed that improvement here tonight.
And we're seeing good balance again from James Madison. Again, they average 526 yards per game. Half of it comes on the ground. And now here's Brian Shore. He'll take off. That's the second time we've seen him run here tonight. And he's got the ability to run. It's just that he's got so many other weapons, it's not a necessity in this offense.
Plus, remember, not very long ago, he got nicked up and banged up against Villanova, left for the final 3 quarters, so definitely want to keep that quarterback healthy.
Go back to Abdullah there. Fine running back, another first down for him. He's across the 40, still going, and across the 45 to the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 21.
Khalid Abdullah, we talked about his feet, his vision. Look at the cut right there. Slight hesitation as the offensive lineman pushes the defender by, and a big pickup right there by the first-team All-Southland running back, Khalid Abdullah.
And he'll get it again. Wow. Another first down. Going through that defense like butter. Came into the game, Dusty, averaging over 6 yards per carry. He's doing almost 8 per carry tonight.
It's been fantastic here. Allowing the blocks to open up. Following his tight end, who makes a key block. I said Southland, obviously. James Madison, the CAA, the best running back in this league this season.
Fake to Sharp. Pass caught by Ravenel. He'll get loose on the outside. Inside the 15, knocked out at the 11. Brandon Ravenel. Coming off that 3-touchdown game last week. James Madison back in the red zone.
Where Brandon Ravenel makes the play. But watch number 3, Damo Taylor, getting out in front. Look at him. He's not done. He's going to go get out in front. He wants some more. Blocking down the field, allowing his receiver, his teammate Brandon Ravenel, to get extra yards after the catch. Outstanding blocking out in the perimeter to help spring that big play.
He's probably the number 4 receiver on this team. On a lot of teams, he'd be a starter. Damo Taylor, he's got a good night tonight. There's a play fake short to Kloosterman, the tight end. He had a couple of touchdowns last week. He's got one here tonight. And the route is on.
Tight end right here. He's just going to go up and look at the linebacker. Get sucked up by the play action. This is what we've talked about. This is when you can run the football effectively. It allows the run-pass option, the pass part of it, to come wide open. Outstanding pitch and catch from Brian Shortway. Wide open, Jonathan Kloosterman.
Another PAT for Gray. Brian Shore. He's only had 2 incompletions all night. Over 150 yards passing. He's got a touchdown pass now. And he is leading this James Madison offense, which has performed beautifully so far tonight.
The field is set.
Chance to compete for a championship.
Ohio State wins. Off to the playoff again.
Welcome guests into your home with a new door from PWD Window and Door. From choosing the right door all the way to its professional installation. PWD Window and Door and Anderson, the most trusted name in windows and doors.
Xfinity presents.
Feel the ground shake.
Order now with your remote on Xfinity from Comcast.
When your home is in need of new windows, think PWD Window and Door. From choosing the right windows all the way to their professional installation. PWD Window and Door and Anderson, the most trusted name in windows and doors.
Good Kermit and bad Kermit there. Fans rubbing it in a little bit here. Perhaps a little too early, though, because we got to remind everybody that Sam Houston State is the #1 offense in the country and very dangerous. But so far, it has been all James Madison, leading 35-0. Tyler Gray kicking it deep. Coming up to field it. This is Derek Dick. And he stopped short of the 25. Here's what the FCS championship bracket looks like. Winner of this game will take on either North Dakota State, the 5-time defending national champs, or South Dakota State. The Jackrabbits will be at the Fargo Dome to play the Bison. Of course, South Dakota State won the regular season matchup. Well, Pelini's Youngstown State Penguins still alive, too. And ESPN's coverage of the championship continues next weekend with the semifinal round on ESPN2 and ESPNU. For more information, go to NCAA.com. Remus Bulmer has 3 100-yard rushing games on the year, but nothing offensively has found to be the answer yet for Sam Houston, whether it be the passing game or the running game.
They can run it, but this offense is predicated on getting the passing game going.
I'll try the run again with Bulmer. Nothing there. And he slipped perhaps. Martez Stone, Simeon Robinson, they combine on that hit. That's a loss of 2. So another 3rd down for Sam Houston. And they are 0 for 8 in that category here tonight.
I think the turf monster might have jumped up and tackled Bulmer right there. Again, another 3rd and long situation. They've been in this spot all night long.
Oh, that average to go on 3rd down, almost 10 yards.
And the Bearcat receivers have been unable to separate from this coverage.
Briscoe nearly picked off, jumping the route. Jimmy Moreland. Well, he's having an all-conference type game. Well, they had so many all-conference members on this Madison team. Wonder where Moreland's name was on that list.
He's been fantastic tonight. See him seeing the quarterback's eyes, breaking on that football. He's going to be mad at himself. Had a chance to not just get the interception, but potentially take that one to the house. Again, outstanding coverage. That was zone coverage, all zone underneath. And Moreland reading the quarterback's eyes, steps in front of the pass.
And another punt for Figgenshaw. 7th of the game, Richard Davis. They're trying to spring him again. He's got 1 punt return touchdown. He dances along the sideline. And good field position again for the Dukes at the 44-yard line. The special teams have been a story in this ballgame. The punt return touchdown, one of the highlights for the Dukes. Richard Davis took it back 72 yards.
Excellent blocking. He made the initial defender miss. And then it was all Richard Davis. Right here you see it. The punter unable to hold on to the snap. And then a block punt by the Duke special teams, not to mention on all the kickoffs. They've been down there, had outstanding coverage. This James Madison special teams unit is locked in here tonight.
Brian Shore will give it to Abdullah. Starts right, comes back left, and is dumped at the line of scrimmage by P.J. Hall. All but James Madison's first drive, which was 1 play that was knocked down at the line and intercepted by Siani Latu, has moved into Sam Houston territory. Everything has gone across the midfield stripe. And put up 5 touchdowns.
They're picking and choosing what to do. Having so much success on the ground, it's opening up a lot of the run-pass option passes down the field.
False start. Offense number 61. 5-yard penalty remains. 2nd down.
A.J. Bolden, the transfer from Toledo.
Left guard, a little movement before the snap. Rocking a little bit. He's trying to get a jump start, trying to pull out, get out in front.
Getting a head start.
Yeah. Big man needs a little bit of a head start.
Well, James Madison has got out to a great start here tonight. On their way to a 10th straight win. They're looking good to make the semifinal round next week. Here's Khalid Abdullah again. Sam Houston ready for him. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long. It was P.J. Hall on another tackle.
P.J. Hall, so active out there, getting off of blocks. James Madison tries to sneak a draw in. P.J. Hall's not having it.
They need more P.J. Halls right now.
Yes, they do. How about a turnover? I think Sam Houston State could use a turnover right now to kind of get a little momentum going.
They haven't been able to get a lot of pressure on Brian Shore yet either.
That's a defense with 37 sacks coming into the night.
3rd down and 16. Can they get any heat on him here? No. Clean pocket. Shore launches it deep, and it's caught. Rashard Davis. The 5'9", 175-pound spark plug with another big play. A gain of 43.
Excellent catch. Sees the football in the air. Had to slow down just a touch. He goes up, catches the football with his hands, brings it into his body, and secures a big play on 3rd and long for the Dukes.
300-plus yards already for James Madison. They're going to get nothing on this one. In fact, a loss as Terrence Alls takes it on the sweep. It's a loss of 2, cut down by Marcus Loud, the Missouri transfer, as we go under 7 minutes to play before halftime. This offense, just so many different looks. We hadn't seen that yet. And Terrence Hall's been very quiet here in the first half, but they haven't needed him. On 2nd and 12. The crossing route. Davis couldn't bring that one in. It's going to be 3rd down.
Rashard Davis looked at his hands like, come on, hands. Catch the football.
I don't know if that was tipped at the line, perhaps. Could have been.
One of the first drops or mistakes we've seen out of James Madison since that opening play. There was an interception for Sam Houston State. The 3rd and long situation. Brian Shore's been very good in these spots. You've seen the great touch and accuracy throwing the football down the field.
4 receivers, 2 to either side. Shore to throw. He is hit and can't stay on his feet. First sack of the ball game, and it belongs to Cody Brooks.
P.J. Hall coming off the side here. It's just going to be a speed rush. He gets right to Brian Shore, working on the redshirt freshman Chavis. Gets there first. 94 Cody Brooks finishes him off. It's like P.J. Hall might have got a piece of the face mask. Referee didn't see it.
And again, it's kind of in between territory, and instead of bringing the field goal kicker Tyler Gray out to attempt a long range field goal, I'm going to stay out there on 4th and 20. Pass is complete to Damo Taylor, which moves the ball inside the 15, well short of the 1st down. And Sam Houston will take over on downs. Carlos Teal in on the coverage with 5:45 to play here before halftime. Now Sports Center at night with Stan Barrett tonight after the Suns and Lakers. He'll have all the NBA highlights, NHL and college basketball as well. Sports Center at night after the NBA doubleheader on ESPN. Sure, previewing tomorrow's Heisman coverage as well as that Army-Navy game, which is going to go on tomorrow. But this is the only college football game of the day here in Harrisonburg, Virginia, FCS quarterfinal. It's been an impressive start for this game for James Madison. Remus Bulmer is tackled by Dimitri Holloway. And on 1st down, the Bearcats get nothing.
Boy, Dimitri Holloway showing his speed and athleticism, a sideline-to-sideline linebacker. Nice play running down Bulmer over on the sidelines.
Briscoe. Receiver fell down. Keeler wants a penalty flag. There's none thrown. As Stewart got locked up with Jimmy Moreland. 3rd down and 10, and this offense still can't get it going.
Jimmy Moreland being physical. See Nathan Stewart try to make an inside move. And
should there have been a flag?
I think you could have probably called the flag on holding. He got his left hand. Brought down Stewart.
See if they can convert this time. Madison has gotten off the field every time. Pass caught. It's going to depend on the spot. Going to look like he got it. Davion Davis short of the line to gain. Charles Tutt makes the tackle. And what does Sam Houston do here?
Well, you're down 35 points. I think you got to go for it. Huh? I have no problem with this call.
Yeah. Casey Keeler keeping everybody out there. 4th down and 1. And they're going to try for it on the ground. Bulmer's got it. They'll move the chains. And keep this drive going. Gage Steele making that tackle.
They've got to come up with something here, Clay. I mean, they can't continue to just punt the football because defensively, they're not able to come up with any stops of James Madison.
Briscoe watches it toward the sideline. Bobbled and incomplete. Boy, Stewart nearly had it, and then Jimmy Moreland almost had it for James Madison.
Nathan Stewart's had such an outstanding season, and finally he beats the coverage of Moreland and he drops it. Allows it to come into his body, bounces off his stomach and his arms, and it's almost a Moreland interception, but that should be an easy touchdown reception from a receiver as talented as Nathan Stewart.
Stewart, they've thrown to him 9 times and haven't been able to come up with a catch yet.
First charge timeout of the half. James Madison. 32nd timeout.
As impressive as this offense has been, the defense in shutting down Jeremiah Briscoe and Sam Houston equally as impressive. They held New Hampshire to just 268 yards total offense last week. You know, it was going to be interesting to see this matchup tonight against the #1 offense that the Bearcats have, completely shutting them down.
The special teams has been good. The offense has been good. But the defense has taken center stage here tonight. They've held Sam Houston State to 69 total yards of offense. And look at Jeremiah Briscoe. 5 of 26 for 23 passing yards. I mean, this is a guy that carves up defenses when he rolls out of bed. And they've been unable to get anything going so far in this ballgame.
Leon Hutchinson, tight end, moves to the left side. Play action. Briscoe hit, and he's going to be sacked. He was sacked 6 times last week by Chattanooga. 1, he injured his throwing arm on. It's the first one tonight for James Madison. It goes to Martez Stone. And another 3rd and a mile.
Martez Stone, such a great story. And again, becoming so productive. The second half of the season, he's really worked and gotten his body into shape and having a great game.
Briscoe eludes the rush. Got it downfield. Great coverage again, but there's a marker.
It's going to be a backfield. It's going to be a hold on Sam Houston State.
Holding. Offense number 70. Penalties declined. 4th down.
Curtis Reiser, the left tackle who transferred to Sam Houston from the Texas Longhorns.
Big old left tackle working over here on Andrew Ankra, the all-conference defensive end. Oh, Briscoe takes another shot from Dimitri Holloway.
Punt number 8 for Figgenshaw.
Well, he's getting some work in tonight, isn't he, Clay?
Rashard Davis, he'll call for the fair catch. 3:35 to go before halftime. What's coming up on the halftime report? Let's find out from Chris Connor.
All right, Clay, Dusty, coming up at the half. We'll talk about this first half. Great for the Dukes, not so much for the Bearcats. Also a Heisman preview, one final Heisman preview as the hardware is going to be given out tomorrow night on ESPN. And the coaching carousel in full swing today. A lot of open positions filled. We'll talk about that coming up at the half. Myself and Trevor Match. See you then.
All right, we'll see you guys in just a little bit. Of the coaching changes that have been made so far, which one stands out the most to you?
I mean, I think you'd have to go Tom Herman to Texas, because I think that what Charlie Strong did in recruiting, that is a team that is ready to win right away. And you bring in Tom Herman, he's going to bring in toughness, physicality, hold people accountable. You feel like in year number 1, he could really have an impact season.
Guy that's had an impact in year number 1 is Mike Houston, the head coach, James Madison Dukes, Colonial Athletic Association Coach of the Year. Spent the last 2 years at the Citadel. As we get another penalty flag on the field. Listen to Jim make this call. He sounds like he's chattering.
There's no foul in the play.
I want to give him a Coke.
I do too.
I feel bad for him, man. Get that man some hot chocolate or something.
His lips are blue. 2nd down and 7 here. No penalty. And Trey Sharp again. He'll cut it up. His ground game's been impressive too. A.J. Davis on the stop just short of the first down. The thermometer is dipped down to 24. Thank goodness there's very light wind. That was something we were talking about yesterday, because the original forecast had for gusts into the teens and 20 miles per hour, but that's been the case, and that's terrific because the wind chill isn't bad. Here's Trey Sharp again. He's got the first down to keep the drive going here with 2:28 before halftime. 9 straight wins for Madison. Their only loss September 17th at North Carolina at FBS school. And we've got an injury timeout. Sione Latu, who had that interception for Sam Houston early in the first quarter, the first play from scrimmage for James Madison. He's down on the field being attended to.
He got rolled up on by his teammate Mufadebo. Always worry about that down in the trenches. Bodies falling down, getting rolled up on. See, Mufadebo just gets pancaked right there by the tight end. Rolls into his fellow defensive lineman.
We talked about how that front four drives the defense. He's been one of the keys. The senior from Euless, Texas, heads to the sideline. James Madison looking to tack on more points before the half. Sharp right back into enemy territory. Carino the stop.
I think we might get a heavy dose of Sharp, of Abdullah here for the remainder of the first half, and I think it really, as we get to the second half, Clay, I think they're really going to lean on that rushing attack.
Damo Taylor, and another first down for the Dukes. And that's one thing to keep in mind with Sam Houston State. If there's ever a team built to put up a lot of points and come back from a lot of points down, it's Sam Houston State.
But they got to start getting some stops. They're giving so much cushion on the outside. I mean, allowing these James Madison receivers to just get easy pitch and catch receptions from their quarterback. I mean, look at this. Look at this space here that the Sam Houston State defense is giving the James Madison receivers.
And they can't stop anybody up the middle. They had a fumble, but Damo Taylor is right there to recover it for the Dukes. And it's another first down.
When it's going your way, it's going your way, right? Ball just bouncing James Madison's way. A nice run by Sharp following his blockers. You think there Sam Houston State gets the ball out. Nice job punching the football out, but nobody alert. I mean, there were a couple of Sam Houston State Bearcat defenders right there around the football. You think you'd see someone diving to get on it.
And now they're starting to drop like flies for the Bearcats. This is Torian Williams, sophomore nose tackle. Latu just went to the sideline. His backup is Williams, and now he's shaken up. Temps tonight in Huntsville, Texas, Dusty, are in the 40s. Cold, especially for Texas, but not this cold. And do you think that has been an effect on this football team tonight?
As it gets colder, typically teams that can run the football are more physical. It plays into their style. We heard Mike Houston say that in his pregame speech to his team, and it's really come to fruition. The receivers, they've had trouble catching the football at times. Briscoe's had trouble delivering accurate football. So, hate to make excuses for Sam Houston State, but it seems that the weather has played a role.
Wide open. Terrence Alls, his first catch of the ball game, and he takes it to the 1-yard line. Well, welcome to the party, Mr. Alls. It's a gain of 26, first down, goal to go.
Well, it's a run-pass option once again. Alls makes the catch. It's a good call. He comes down right at the 1-yard line.
Handoff, Abdullah. Touchdown, James Madison. Second touchdown for Abdullah. And the clock is running. They're gonna have to fix that.
After the score, the clock just continued to roll and roll and roll.
Yep. They finally recognize it. There's 2 seconds on the clock right now, but they're going to have to put several seconds back on after the Abdullah touchdown, his 19th rushing touchdown of the year.
Just an easy walk-in touchdown. You see the offensive line opening up a big hole as he walks into the end zone. Looks like there should be about 35 seconds left on the play clock. Big hole. How many big holes have we seen tonight, Clay? This James Madison offensive line. You talk about imposing your will. It's exactly what they've done with this talented and extremely productive Sam Houston State front four.
Well, now they're taking a look at it. Apparently, they spotted him at the 1-yard line.
Well, they got the, looks like they're lined up to kick the extra point.
So a little confusion here. It certainly looked like Abdullah was in easily.
Yeah, he walked in untouched, shut it down, and just stood there. Should get overturned and be ruled a touchdown for James Madison. Interesting that they ruled it on the one. Did he ever go down?
It's got to be indisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field, which was that he didn't get in. But we saw one of the officials put his hands up, and apparently he was overturned. I'm not sure here.
After review, the runner crossed the goal line to release touchdown. Please put 36 seconds on the game clock. 36 seconds.
Didn't think there was any question about it, but they did look at it anyway. Bruce Palmer, the replay official tonight. And Abdullah with his 38th career rushing touchdown. That is the school record for Khalid. And he keeps adding to the extra point for Tyler Gray, and it's 42-0. All James Madison as they score again just ahead of halftime.
Excellent pass from Brian Shore to Terrence Alls, and then it's another walk-in touchdown for James Madison.
Hold my hand. I am afraid. Please pray for me or tear it apart.
Life is better when we celebrate together during Toyotathon. Toyota, let's go places.
Introducing the Reuben from Subway, a sandwich as full of intrigue as it is flavor. Some say it was invented by deli owner Arnold Reuben, others by Reuben Kolakowski during a poker game, and some insist it was Hollywood starlet Marjorie Rambeau in a fit of crazed hunger. Seriously, the Reuben's past may be debatable, but its great taste is not. Stacked with lean corned beef, Bavarian-style sauerkraut, Swiss cheese, and Thousand Island dressing on new freshly baked rye bread. We don't know where it came from, but we know where you can get it. Only at Subway.
Back to live action here in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Sam Houston gets it back with 33 seconds to go before halftime, trailing 42-0. Jeremiah Briscoe, over 4,400 yards passing on the season, 57 touchdown passes, which set an FCS single season record, has been completely held in check. He is 5 for 27 throwing. for just 23 yards and just 65 total yards of offense for the Bearcats. This run nets just a yard as Gage Steele makes another tackle.
Boy, when Gage Steele hits you, he makes you feel it, doesn't he?
30 seconds, timeout.
Makes that tackle, drives his legs, drops Bulmer into the ground.
Sam Houston State under Casey Keeler. They're in the FCS playoffs for the third straight year under his watch. And you look at the schedules for the teams in the postseason. Of course, North Dakota State, their schedule stands out because only 4 of the Bison's opponents this year were not ranked. Meanwhile, Sam Houston played only 1 ranked opponent. You talked about that earlier. Sam Houston State ended the regular season ranked #1 in both polls, but they got the 5 seed. And you got to think scheduling is the big reason why.
That's right. I mean, it's almost a false sense of reality. You beat up on teams that aren't very good, and you feel good about yourself. But the reality is, once you play up against the upper level competition, you start to realize maybe that was a bit of a fool's gold. And I'll say this, good by the committee recognizing that, Clay, and not putting them #1 just because they're the only unbeaten in the FCS.
They have not been able to do anything on 3rd down. They're 0 for 11.
And on the other side, James Madison's played a lot of quality FCS opponents, and they scheduled North Carolina and went into Chapel Hill and really took the fight to them with a really productive opening first half.
.11 seconds to go before the half. Here's Remus Bulmer. Now Jeremiah Briscoe, again, we know that his arm wasn't right this week. That could be part of the problem.
Sure.
Because he took a big shot against Chattanooga a week ago. Slings it here. That looked like a good toss. Tyler Scott, first down. Clock stops to move the chain. 6 seconds to go. Can they get something to the end zone here?
Well, I think you got to kill it right here and then take 1 shot to the end zone.
That's what they do. 2 seconds on the clock.
Now, you were talking about Jeremiah Briscoe's arm, and clearly he took a shot and he was wincing in pain and had to leave the game a week ago against Chattanooga. But I stood down there the entire pregame and watched him throw every throw, and he looked fine. I mean, he made every throw, had zip on the football, wasn't showing any ill effects of a shoulder injury.
Last play of the half, Briscoe. No time on the clock, launches it toward the end zone. There are receivers down there, but as it has been all half, well covered. Catch is made by Stewart, but short of the end zone.
It helps the stat sheet, but not the cause, Clay.
Worst half by far. Not even close for Sam Houston this year. And James Madison, they were great last week. Already dynamic tonight. And we'll see what the second half has in store for the Dukes, who lead it big, 42-0. Now the halftime report, Chris and Trevor.
Thank you, Clay. Trevor Maddich here in studio with me, Chris Cotter here in Bristol. How on earth did this game get away from the Bearcats? Because it did early. James Madison right from the start.
Yeah, everything that James Madison did worked. Everything they touched turned to gold. Whether it was big plays in the run, the pass, the special teams. Everything worked. And nothing is like that in football. They should really remember this moment, because as long as they live, they probably won't have another half like they just played.
42-0, and you mentioned the big plays early, both offensively and also special teams too, and forcing turnovers early made it get away from them.
Yeah, it did. They had 2 touchdowns on special teams, a punt return and a block punt. And it's crazy. I mean, this was one of the early big plays that broke this thing open. It's a 64-yard pass that led to a touchdown. And whether it was a run or whether it was big passes down the field, they had the Sam Houston State on their heels early. Now, this kind of a thing, when it happens once, okay, you can see that. This is a punt return for a touchdown. It happens once in a while. You don't like it. But when the next special teams debacle happens to Sam Houston State,
This wasn't even the next special teams debacle. There was one in between.
Well, that's a good point. This is just the next one that scored a touchdown, for goodness sake, a block punt. Well, I mean, who do these guys think they are with the non-offensive touchdowns? I mean, Alabama? What's going on here?
So what happens to a team when they start to starts to unravel like that quickly, like what happened to Sam Houston State?
You know what, Chris? When you're on, I've been on both sides of this. And when you're on the field and the other team starts gouging you with big plays, you make adjustments. But then if they gouge you with different kinds of big plays, from the run to the pass, you try to make adjustments, but now you're on their heels. Now when they hit you on special teams in a couple of different ways for touchdowns, a punt return and a block punt return for a touchdown, now all of a sudden you don't believe in anything that you're doing anymore. You're wondering if the game plan will work, if you are a good football player.
Yeah.
That's just one of those things where it just gets away from you. And it's not like you quit, but it's like the whole thing is just gone.
Right, let's take a look at the FCS playoff brackets right now, because we've got this game tonight. It looks like it's well in hand for the Dukes. And then tomorrow, got a really good game. North Dakota State, South Dakota State at noon. It's a really good game because South Dakota State handing North Dakota State their only loss of the year. And the Bison even beat Iowa earlier on this year. So that's a nice little rematch, noon tomorrow on ESPN. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Heisman. One final Heisman preview as the hardware is going to be given out tomorrow night on ESPN. We'll get Trevor's thoughts on it. And the coaching carousel continues to go around. We've got several new hires, including Major Applewhite, staying fairly close to home. It's all coming up next.
When I first started working with Capital One, my dad called them up and asked for the Jennifer Garner card, which is such a dad thing to do. After he gave his name, the woman from Capital One said, "Mr. Garner, are you related to Jennifer?" kind of joking with him. And my dad was so proud to tell her, "As a matter of fact, she is my middle daughter." So now Dad has the venture card, he's earning his double miles, and he made a friend of the company.
Can I say it?
Go ahead.
What's in your wallet?
Nice job, Dad.
What are you doing right now?
Making a cake. Uh-oh.
I don't see cake, I just see mess. It's like awful. It feels like I'm not actually cleaning it up. What's that make Mommy do?
What's that?
Swiffer wet jet.
This is amazing.
Whoa.
Wow. Now I feel more like making a mess is part of growing up.
Only new WetJet pads have Absorb and Lock to soak up tough messes and lock them away. Stop cleaning, start Swiffering.
Enough. Yeah, I'm over it. We shouldn't need commercials to tell you we're powerful. No thanks.
Genders don't play sports. Athletes do.
It's the Subaru Share the Love event. With every new Subaru sold, Subaru will donate up to $250 to one of the 4 national charities. And to further serve our community, Bob Wade Subaru will add another $100 donation to our hometown charity. Only at Bob Wade Subaru. Come score with the Wade Way and share the love.
Hi, we are Travis and Corey Lone, local owners of Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Harrisonburg and Stanton.
If you know Travis and I, you know that our family, friends, and being involved in the community are all very important to us.
We would like to invite you into one of our cafes where you can have a mouth-watering flatbread or a fresh smoothie.
If we can help you with fundraisers, sponsorships, or with catering your next event, we would love to help.
Visit us today in Harrisonburg or Stanton.
It's the Subaru Share the Love event. With every new Subaru sold, Subaru will donate up to $250 to one of the 4 national charities. And to further serve our community, Bob Wade Subaru will add another $100 donation to our hometown charity. Only at Bob Wade Subaru. Come score with the Wade Way and share the love.
Well, Lamar Jackson's still the odds-on favorite to win the Heisman Trophy tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on ESPN. But he lost his final 2 games, and when you look back throughout history, only 6 times before has the Heisman Trophy winner come into the ceremony, or at least the day when the trophy was presented, having suffered 2 straight losses, the last one being Tim Brown for Notre Dame back in '87. But all that being said, Lamar Jackson's had a fantastic year, and especially the first half. When you're watching tape of this kid, what is it that you like so much about him?
It is startling how he is so far ahead mentally of other players on the field, especially when he runs the ball. I mean, he's 2 steps ahead on the chessboard. And so defenders think they have a chance against him, but they really don't. And this play really stood out when I watched it, because there'll be a defender 5 yards in front of him. That defender thinks he has a chance. But look at Jackson's head. He's already looking at the next guy because he already has that first guy beat. That's that physical, startling ability to be ahead of the game. But really, it's his improvement in passing that's put him in this position. Last year, he would have taken this path out of the pocket. This year, more often, he will stay in the pocket and solve problems with his arm. And it's not just when he has a clean pocket like that. He's also improved tremendously when he's under pressure. Now, there is not a single receiver in the picture right now. But under pressure, he throws an accurate timing pass to a covered receiver. And oh, by the way, Chris, yeah, he can still do this. Yeah, you know, but that's just the bow on top of the whole package. Really, the guy is still a phenomenal runner. But as a passer, he's improved. And that's why he's in the position he's in.
Almost 3,400 passing yards, or roughly about 3,400, about 1,500 rushing yards. He's in the top 10 in the country running the football as it is. 51 TDRs on the year. So his numbers in this for the whole season speak for themselves. But do they? Does he deserve to win the Heisman Trophy in your mind?
You know what? Yes. He struggled down the stretch. He only completed 53% of his passes the last 3 games, accounted for 6 turnovers while he tried to carry his team, who were not helping him during that time. But when you look at the total body of work there, you mentioned the 51 total touchdowns. Tim Tebow, when he won the Heisman Trophy, accounted for 55. And Jackson didn't get to play in a championship game to up those numbers. I think Jackson should win, and he will win.
You think Jackson will win?
I think he will.
It all goes down Saturday night at 8 o'clock on ESPN. He is the odds-on favorite to win. Some of the others that will certainly be in contention, Deshaun Watson will be there. He won the Davey O'Brien last night at the Hall of Fame. D.D. Westbrook, he'll be there as well, the Biletnikoff winner. Dante Foreman will not be there for Texas, although he did have over 2,000 yards rushing. Certainly Texas's 5-7 record didn't help him out at all, but he does take home the Doak Walker Award as the nation's premier running back. When we come back, more coaching talk, as a lot of positions have been filled. We'll talk about Major Applewhite and some of the others when we come back.
If you need an opioid to manage your chronic pain, you may be so constipated. It feels like everyone can go, except you. Tried many things, still struggling to find relief? You may have opioid-induced constipation, OIC. It's different and may need a different approach. Opioids block pain signals, but can also block activity in the bowel, which is why it can feel like your opioid pain med is slowing your insides to a crawl. Longing for a change? Have the conversation with your doctor about OIC and ask about prescription treatment options. Made on behalf of those living with chronic pain and struggling with OIC.
We've got some pretty extraordinary fans at Domino's. That's why we created Piece of the Pie Rewards, a rewards program that's anything but ordinary. You can earn a free pizza after just 6 online orders of $10 or more. Some folks will even have a chance to get 10 shares of Domino's stock or $10,000 in store profits. Learn how to get your piece of the pie at Domino's.com.
Intense, the men's fragrances by Ralph Lauren. Available at Macy's, your fragrance destination.
There are over 480,000 college athletes. Only 2% would go pro. That means over 470,000 will not get a shoe contract. No autographs. No private jets. No fan clubs. No Hall of Fame inductions. Instead, they will walk away with something much more valuable.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NCAA's consent is prohibited.
Khalid Abdullah, 14 of his 82 yards, 1 of his 2 touchdowns in the first half. All James Madison, 42-0 in the quarterfinals against Sam Houston State. Coaching openings have begun to be filled. One of them at Houston. staying close to home, choosing Major Applewhite to replace Tom Herman. Applewhite, the offensive coordinator down there over the last 2 seasons. And obviously, if you know anything about Houston, you've seen him with Greg Ward Jr. here over these last couple of years. Not offensively challenged in the slightest bit. So Tom Herman going to Texas, Major Applewhite replacing him at Houston. Matt Rule, as we know, had 2 great seasons at Temple, now at Baylor, and Willie Taggart leaving South Florida after leading them to double-digit wins this year and going to Oregon. First things first, Major Applewhite at Houston. Good move for them?
I think it's a good move, as long as Major Applewhite understands that his job is not to have a great offense. That's for his offensive coordinator. Job one for him is to maintain the culture that Tom Herman set there. And you don't just do it by saying it. I mean, Tom Herman had a culture of the big guys were the stars, but he implemented it. He had the big guys riding in first class on road trips, first in line at meals. And sometimes they would stop practice when they did inside run drill, and they brought the little guys over to surround the big guys and watch them so that the little guys could see how great the big guys were and how hard they worked. This is culture, and that's Major Applewhite's first job.
Well, he's got a great big guy, Ned Oliver, on that defensive line. That is for sure coming back next year. All right, the other hires, any that stick out to you as being the most impressive or more impressive than some of the others?
You know, I really like Oregon's hire of Willie Taggart. I love Matt Rule to Baylor because job one there is to drain the swamp. And Rule is that disciplined guy that can impose that disciplined culture. And with a 7-year contract, what that does is gives him 2 years to drain the swamp before they start the clock on a 5-year situation where now he'll be accountable on the field. I think Baylor did it right by giving him the 7 years, and they got the right guy to take care of their job one.
And South Florida reportedly talking to Charlie Strong today. The big question now with all these openings being filled, what about Lane Kiffin? Where will he go? The clock is still ticking on that, so we shall see. We might know a little bit more in the coming days. Rashard Davis, one of a couple of special teams touchdowns for the Dukes in the first half. 42-0. James Madison on top. What on earth will Sam Houston State do for the second half?
Hold my hand. I am afraid. Please pray for me or tear it apart.
Life is better when we celebrate together during Toyotathon. Toyota, let's go places.
Introducing the Reuben from Subway, a sandwich as full of intrigue as it is flavor. Some say it was invented by deli owner Arnold Reuben, others by Reuben Kolakowski during a poker game, and some insist it was Hollywood starlet Marjorie Rambeau in a fit of crazed hunger. Seriously, the Reuben's past may be debatable, but its great taste is not. Stacked with lean corned beef, Bavarian-style sauerkraut, Swiss cheese, and Thousand Island dressing on new freshly baked rye bread. We don't know where it came from, but we know where you can get it. Only at Subway.
It starts right when you hit the court. You imagine your finest moment. The game-winning shot that gets you to the dance, a monster dunk or no-look pass, and cutting down the net. Sports lets us dream of our own success and prepare us for our finest moments on and off the court.
Welcome guests into your home with a new door from PWD Window and Door. From choosing the right door all the way to its professional installation. PWD Window and Door in Anderson, the most trusted name in windows and doors.
Entering the gates of hell where there's no Wi-Fi and no shows. AKA Grandma's. Really? Ooh, look at that.
Paige, come check this out. What?
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal!
When your home is in need of new windows, think PWD Window and Door. From choosing the right windows all the way to their professional installation. PWD Window and Door and Anderson, the most trusted name in windows and doors.
Very special college game day this Saturday before Army-Navy in Baltimore. Bell begins at 9 a.m. They'll be honoring a teammate. Find out how the Army football family is honoring a fallen teammate this season after a fatal car crash in September. The game still a few hours away, but the midshipmen and cadets have been facing off all week with spirited videos, and the kidnapping of the Army mule and the Navy goat may be forbidden, but that doesn't stop each side from trying to accomplish the impossible. Always a great time at Army-Navy, and both teams are good this year. Both are going bowling, so that should be a good game. Second half, you're down 42-0. If you're Sam Houston State, what do you do?
Stranger things have happened?
Okay, that's the only thing you tell the team. What else can you possibly tell them?
What else can you say? Hey, guys, we're almost there. We're this far away.
One play at a time sort of a thing? Like, let's just get some small victories?
Beg the offensive line to protect Jeremiah Briscoe, the quarterback, because
we shall see if
he's
going to
have a long half.
We'll see. It's been all James Madison in the first half, that is for sure. Brian Shore off to a great start here, finding Jonathan Klusterman. If that's your last name, you've got to be a tight end. He is 42-0 Duke. Second half on the way.
Everything is new at Dave & Buster's. There are tons of new games, new food, and new drinks, including the newest game for football season, Tailgate Toss. It's all new and only at Dave & Buster's.
It's time to deck the halls in here, so you can help them get out there. For families who love the great outdoors every season, the only place to go this season is Cabela's Christmas Sale. Save up to 60% on select hunting gear, 25% off select men's, women's, and kids' hunting boots, and 30% off all in-stock Cabela's rods, reels, and combos. Find great deals for everything on their list. Shop in-store and online at Cabela's.com.
Mind making a run?
I got it.
The 2017 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, with available all-wheel control and a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, starting at $19,795.
Hey, almost home.
It's ready for any adventure you can imagine. Get up to $3,000 cash back on select models during the Mitsubishi Motors holiday sales event.
At Supercuts, we pay attention to every detail. The cut, the lines, the finish. So you'll feel sharp, clean, and ready to go. And the moment you're not feeling ready, pop right back in, and we'll get you ready to go again. Now you can save time by checking in online.
Everything is new at Dave & Buster's. There are tons of new games, new food, and new drinks, including the newest game for football season, Tailgate Toss. It's all new and only at Dave & Buster's.
This is why we love sports. It's in the way they play, free from the pressures and all the money talk. Playing for simply the love of the game, where everyone has a shot at their definition of success on and off the field. This is what we love about sports, and what we can still love about college sports.
Welcome back to Harrisonburg, Virginia. You're watching the NCAA FCS quarterfinals presented by Northwestern Mutual. What a show by the Dukes of James Madison University in the first half. 42-0 leading the Bearcats of Sam Houston State as we get ready for the third quarter. Sam Houston State, the #1 offense in the country. 53 points per game. Shut out. Just one third-down conversion in that first half. And James Madison starts with the football here in the second half. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments Sam Houston made and whether they can mount some kind of a comeback here as we get ready for the start of the third quarter. Brandon Ravenel back deep, but it's an onside pop kick. That didn't work. And great field position here for James Madison. Everything continuing to go the Duke's way alongside Dusty Dvorak, former Oklahoma Sooner. I'm Clay Matvick. Thanks for being with us on this Friday night. Sam Houston had more punts than completions in the first half. Jeremiah Briscoe threw 57 touchdowns before tonight during the season. Just nothing going their way.
The defense for James Madison has been off the charts good. The coverage, a lot of man-to-man. They have been physical, aggressive at the line of scrimmage. They've jammed these wide receivers, and they can't get off of coverage. Good pressure all night on Briscoe, and they've taken away Sam Houston State's ability to run the football. So, you know, all three phases working in perfect motion for James Madison, but it's the defense that has really blown me away, completely blanking the #1 offense in the entire FCS.
There's Khalid Abdullah on the run for James Madison as they get things started here in the third quarter. Abdullah was terrific in the first half. 78 rushing yards, couple of touchdowns and 13 carries. We'll see a lot of the run game, I'm certain, going forward here. He picks up the first down. Almost 1,400 yards and 17 rushing touchdowns coming into the game. And, you know, he's a senior. It's not easy for seniors to buy in when there's a new head coach like Mike Houston, who came in to take over this program. Mike Houston gives so much credit to guys like Abdullah in that senior class who have embraced him and have bought in. We are seeing the fruits of that labor and that marriage here tonight.
Well, he's clearly a talented running back. Good vision there as he hits the hole, picks up a nice gain, but like you said, unselfish. Whatever is best for the football team, exactly what a coach would expect and hope for out of a senior, especially when coming in and trying to completely change the culture. He's a prototype for a senior that's bought in to what Mike Houston's been selling here at James Madison.
Mike Houston replaced Everett Withers, who took the job at Texas State. After a couple of years at the Citadel, has hit the ground running here in Harrisonburg. Second down and 1. And it's another run. Abdullah's got it. First down. It's a gain of about 4. Now, the Sam Houston defense had so many issues. A lot of special teams mistakes. Or 2 special teams touchdowns for James Madison in that first half. But they're going to have to figure out a way to get off the field. Stopping the run is going to be a huge key for them early on if they're going to have any chance to claw back in.
They're going to get a heavy dose of it. The run game is going to be a lot of what James Madison's going to look to do here in the second half. And the front four, who another gaping hole off the left side. The front four just getting pushed around and moved off the football. And I think the one thing you want to see if you're Casey Keeler is just all-out effort from your team. You see off the left side, huge gaping hole for Sharp to run through. We've seen many of those throughout the course of the evening, but does this Sam Houston State team have any fight? Are they going to show up and at least finish this football team for their head coach, Casey Keeler?
They pick up 9 on that first down carry. Second down and 1 for Brian Shore. And this offense, the junior out of Milford, Pennsylvania. He's been out of the gun all night. He'll hand off to Sharp, another first down, another big run. He could go, and he went right through the secondary. The tackling has been brutal tonight for Sam Houston.
2 tight ends, power football, just a simple zone. You see the blocking at the point of attack, up at the second level, and then just missed tackling. Darian Flowers, a first-team all-conference cornerback, a chance to get Sharp on the ground. Didn't even look like he was interested.
No.
He didn't want any part of that. He didn't want to come in and be physical. That's not the response you wanted to see from Sam Houston State coming out of the half.
That's their 7th play tonight of 20 yards or more for the Dukes. Gray with another point after, and it's 49-0. Well, they pick up right where they left off in the first half. Another touchdown drive for the Dukes. This time it's Trey Sharp with his first score of the night.
Catholics versus Convicts. Tomorrow following the Heisman presentation on ESPN.
No. You can scroll menus for days. Or just get what you want. All your favorites you crave, one box, $5, no hard choices. The $5 Cravings Deal, only at Taco Bell.
It's the holidays at Verizon, and the best deals are on the best network.
Yes!
With no surprise overages, you can use your data worry-free and even carry over the data you don't use. And right now, get 4 lines and 20 gigs for only $40 per line. And just for the holidays, get the Moto Z Play Droid absolutely free. No trade-in required.
I love you in that. No, I love you in that. No, I love you in that.
Hurry, these offers end soon. Get the best deals and the best network. Only on Verizon.
The holidays should bring joy. So why are you still putting up with complicated cashback cards? Some cards limit where you earn bonus cashback to places they choose. Then they change those places every few months. Quicksilver keeps it simple. With Quicksilver, you've always earned unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, everywhere. 'Tis the season for simple. What's in your wallet?
There's a new home for delicious steak. Introducing the new Steakhouse Burrito and Steakhouse Nachos from Taco Bell. We're talking a double portion of juicy marinated steak drenched in zesty queso. The new Steakhouse Burrito and Steakhouse Nachos.
Dusty Dvorak back here in chilly Northern Virginia. Didn't get a chance to ask you. How did you like how the college football playoff came out?
I thought the committee made good decisions. I think they got the best 4 teams who had the best 4 seasons in the country. That's a tall and tough order they have. You can't make everybody happy. 5 conferences, 4 spots, but I think they got the top 4 right.
Sam Houston will start at the 25 on this series after that 18-yard return by Dick. There's Jeremiah Briscoe. Look at the possessions tonight for the #1 offense in the FCS. Coming into the game, 570 yards per game, 53 points per game. They punted 8 times. Briscoe only completed 7 passes in the first half hour. 7 for 30, 80 yards for Jeremiah Briscoe. He's had 5 straight games with 5 or more touchdowns. Absolutely runs into a buzzsaw here tonight in Virginia.
They've struggled on first down, under 3 yards averaging on first down so far here this evening.
We'll run it with Remus Bulmer straight up the middle. It's to the 30-yard line. The last time that Sam Houston State was shut out in a half, you have to go back to last year's national semifinals. Jacksonville State shut them out in the second half. They lost that game to Jack State 62-10. And they've had 68 wins over the last 6 years, but it seems like in the postseason, Sam Houston always runs in to trouble like this. And there's another incompletion and another near interception. That was Curtis Oliver getting his hands on it.
Zone coverage, eyes on the quarterback, steps in the throwing lane. Opportunity right there for Curtis Oliver to get an interception. Nice play right there once again by this James Madison secondary. Clay, they've been all over the field here tonight.
Those corners, Moreland, Oliver, Reynolds, Tutt, they have given Briscoe fits. On third down, they've only completed 1 third down pass. That is another incompletion. 4th and 5 coming up. That was Taylor Reynolds, number 14, step for step with Davion Davis. And Figgenshaw, who kicked 8 times in the first half, will have to punt here on the first series of the second half.
Bob Trott brings the blitz. Another man-to-man coverage on the outside. And no problem for the James Madison cornerbacks. And the best one they have on their team, Taylor Reynolds. Excellent coverage. Another punt for Sam Houston State.
And the punting team has had issues. A block punt and a snap that went over Figgenshaw's head. Able to get this one away. This is John Miller back to return a punt for the first time. Fields it at the 24. Makes a couple of men miss. Steps up. And he's on his way. Tackled from behind. And dropped just short of the 30-yard line by the snapper, Tucker Addington.
I was wondering if an electric toothbrush really cleans better than a manual. And my hygienist says it does. But they're not all the same. Turns out they're really different. Who knew? I had no idea. So she said, look for one that's shaped like a dental tool with a round brush head.
Go Pro with Oral-B. Oral-B's rounded brush head surrounds each tooth to gently remove more plaque
And Oral-B Cross-Action is clinically proven to remove more plaque than Sonicare Diamond Clean.
My mouth feels so clean. I'll only use an Oral-B.
The #1 brand used by dentists worldwide. Oral-B. Brush like a pro.
We've got some pretty extraordinary fans at Domino's. That's why we created Piece of the Pie Rewards, a rewards program that's anything but ordinary. You can earn a free pizza after just 6 online orders of $10 or more. Some folks will even have a chance to get 10 shares of Domino's stock or $10,000 in store profits. Learn how to get your piece of the pie at Domino's.com.
One thing that I learned when I was in the hospital, my family never walked into my room with a frown on their face. They walked in with an attitude that they're going to make my day better by their presence. So remember, make a difference today for someone who is fighting for tomorrow.
Jim Kelly's family's been through so much through past several years. And welcome back to Jimmy V Week for Cancer Research on ESPN as we continue our commitment to the V Foundation and Jim Valvano's dream to defeat cancer. Mr. Kelly, of course, now cancer-free. Help us beat cancer. Helping us out here on Jimmy V Week if you can. There's a pass complete to Ravenel. Ball comes out. There's a Sam Houston player ready to pick it up and take it back the other way. A.J. Davis, number 46, the middle linebacker with the takeaway. Second turnover for the Dukes.
Ravenel fighting for some extra yardage as he evades the initial couple of tacklers.
Now the question is, did the receiver have possession to begin with?
Well, that ball might have touched the ground.
I think you're right. If they look at this, it probably is going to be ruled an incompletion.
James Madison, I'm wanting them to take a look at this. Ball looks like it hits the ground. This ball hits the ground. Should be an incompletion. Mike Houston should be going nuts over on the sidelines. They don't get to it.
There it is. There's a call down from upstairs.
We're on the field of a fumble and a recovery, but Sam Houston State is under further review.
Man, we got.
I'm sorry, but he is so cold down there.
We got to get him a coat and some hot chocolate.
No question.
Maybe a Snuggie.
That's an incompletion.
Yeah. But, man, finally Sam Houston State gets something to go their way. And even that's not going to wind up going their way, I would guess. Because clearly I think that there is indisputable evidence that that football touches the ground. Therefore, the catch never took place.
Never happened.
But there's no fumble. Should be looking at second down coming up.
That was one of the keys for Sam Houston. They knew coming into this game, hey, we got to cause some turnovers. And they did on the very first play from scrimmage to start this game. They couldn't turn it into points, however. James Madison took it right back. But this has been one of the things that hasn't gone Sam Houston's way, among many things, causing turnovers.
They haven't gotten many things right defensively or offensively this evening. And, you know, go back to that opening play for James Madison offensively, throw an interception, and the defense comes back out there, bows their backs, doesn't just hold them out of the end zone, takes the ball away. Force the fumble on Avery, get the football back. And aside from that, we haven't seen Sam Houston State anywhere close to scoring the football.
The red zone defense has been good all year for James Madison. Great on that first test and really set the tone for the night. Continuing to look at it upstairs, Ravenel, it was ruled a catch on the field and that he fumbled it. But I think they're going to call this an incompletion.
I'm right there with you. That ball clearly touches the ground. Bounces up and helps him secure the catch. Now, you know, if he had his hands underneath it and it touches the ground, well, you can still have a catch, but did not have his hands underneath the football.
Brandon Ravenel so good last week. He had 8 catches for 155 yards and a couple of touchdowns before halftime in that win over New Hampshire. He's been a little more quiet tonight. 3 catches, 44 yards, but so many other things going James Madison's way that not every star has had to shine tonight. It's just been a great team effort. It's taken a long time to look at this. I'm a little surprised by that.
They got to go back and reset the clock. They got to go back and look at where the line of scrimmage was. Typically, the longer it takes, that would tell you that they're going to overturn the ruling on the field. (17) 11:17 on the clock. They haven't made a call yet, but James Madison, their offense on the field, so clearly they feel like this call is going their way.
Sam's his cousin.
Yeah.
2 great historical figures, Sam Houston and James Madison. It's interesting to note, Sam Houston was born here in Virginia. A little history for you there, Dusty, as we wait for this call. Yes. All right, Jim.
You had to remind me which president James Madison was.
Number 4.
That's right. Been educating me all season. I'm a president.
After review, the ruling on the field is an incomplete pass, therefore no fumble. The ball will be placed at the 34-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 11 minutes, 14 seconds.
So no turnover. And James Madison will have it at the 34-yard line.
Thought the ball was on the 29.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. They got to move it back to the 29.
That was first down.
Yeah,
first and
correct.
10.
And they're trying to figure that out now too.
Well, you know, the cold not only affects speech sometimes, it can affect the chains are right. The ball's not placed right, and the yard marker.
Second down and 10 from the 34-yard line.
Yeah, that's not right, is it?
It's the 29. He just said wrong.
They haven't moved the football yet. Yeah, that's where it was before that play that was ruled incomplete. So they've got this wrong.
Gave him an extra 5 yards.
Now there comes the whistle, and they're going to try and fix this.
Casey Keeler wasn't happy over the sidelines. He was in the ear of the.
Send a further review.
We're going to review the review. The chains were set right on the 29. They just didn't have the yard marker correct, and they moved the chains up to where the yard marker was. He just needed to walk the yard marker back to the 29.
Correction. The yard line will be the 29-yard line. Second and 10.
Bless your heart, Jim. 22 degrees.
I feel for him.
It is very cold down on the field. Fortunately, there isn't a lot of wind tonight. That's a blessing. Clay Matvick, Dusty Dvorak here. The 5-seed Sam Houston, the 4-seed James Madison, and Bearcats haven't played like a 5-seed here tonight. The #1 team in the country at the end of the regular season in both major FCS bowls. Khalid Abdullah. That was a 2nd down carry, and he'll get 8 to bring up 3rd down and 2. He gets to the 37-yard line.
I like watching Abdullah run. His vision, his footwork can make the initial offender miss and find the hole, cut on a dime. Really quality running back here for the Dukes.
He'll get it again. It's going to be close to a 1st down. Blocking has been very good up front from Madison here tonight. They will move the chains. Again, it's Jimmy V week, and we want you to help us beat cancer. Log on to jimmyv.org or call 1-800-4-JIMMY-V to donate. All donations benefit the V Foundation for Cancer Research. Last year raised over $3 million. So we're hoping to top that this season. This is Abdullah again. Look out to the 50. Stumbled a bit, stayed on his feet, couldn't get out of an ankle tackle by Alfonso McMillan, but another explosive run for the senior out of Newport News, given 21.
Tight end Daniel Shelley gets out in front. Nice block on the linebacker. Another gaping hole for Khalid Abdullah to run through.
This is John Miller. The receiver has the first down, still on his feet. He's a running back who they use a lot in the receiving game. Great effort there. First down for John Miller, the junior from Columbia, South Carolina.
They said he's a jack of all trades. He can play running back. He can play at any of the receiver positions, and he's a little shake and bake there, making people miss and fighting for some tough, hard yards.
Back to the ground in Abdullah. Already with his 9th game over 100 yards rushing. Won't get much that time. In fact, just 1 yard. But Khalid Abdullah, 21 carries for 135 and a couple of touchdowns, averaging over 6 yards per run tonight.
He's got great vision, feet. We've talked about that patience. You see the balance right there, but really this offensive line, whether it's been Sharp, Abdullah, even Brian Shore, the quarterback, all these Dukes runners, big gaping holes they've been running through here throughout the evening.
We're snapping with about 10 seconds left on the play clock. Taylor Woods on that touch. He's become the Dukes' number 3 running back. It's just his 43rd carry of the year, given 3. But James Madison, does it make more sense to bring that play clock to about 4 seconds before they snap the ball, burn as much time as they can, just keep this thing moving?
Run it down, chew up that play clock. Yeah, I'm 100% with you.
Well, they
15 on the clock there.
Yeah, they are an air raid team. Sometimes the hard habits to break, and spun down is Brian Shore by P.J. Hall. That's his 12th sack of the year.
Well, P.J. Hall, I'll tell you what, it's not going the way for his team this evening as he's going to beat up on the redshirt freshman, Chavis. But he's played hard. He's given great effort, and regardless of the score, he's continuing to go out there and do the best that he can in his craft. I've got a lot of respect for somebody that, regardless of what the score says, still goes out there and gets his job done.
Buck Buchanan, top 3 finalists for the FCS Defensive Player of the Year. Here's a pooch punt by Brian Shore. Not bad either. How about that? Inside the 2-yard line, Brian Shore. And it's killed by Damo Taylor at the 2. A 33-yard punt for Mr. Shore, who's done a little bit of everything tonight.
Well, it's been all James Madison here tonight. Even the quarterback pinning Sam Houston State inside the 5.
You work hard. Now it's time to pursue a promotion or another career. All across Texas, students are finding that their best path forward is an online degree from Sam Houston State University. With more than 25 online graduate degrees, online courses taught by full-time on-campus professors, classes small enough to provide personal attention, and a university legacy of more than 135 years, there's never been a better time to take the next step to success. Learn more at online.shsu.edu/graduate.
It's the Subaru Share the Love event. With every new Subaru sold, Subaru will donate up to $250 to one of the 4 national charities. And to further serve our community, Bob Wade Subaru will add another $100 donation to our hometown charity. Only at Bob Wade Subaru. Come score with the Wade Way and share the love.
We were definitely having some problems getting pregnant, and we got nothing but support from the doctors at Harrisonburg OBGYN. I've been to plenty of doctors, and I have never felt that compassion and that support anywhere else. Dr. King was the doctor on call, and oh, what an experience. She was amazing. I've waited for that child for 3 years, and to hear him cry, I felt so unworthy. It was like nothing I've ever felt before.
It's the Subaru Share the Love event. With every new Subaru sold, Subaru will donate up to $250 to one of the 4 national charities. And to further serve our community, Bob Wade Subaru will add another $100 donation to our hometown charity. Only at Bob Wade Subaru. Come score with the Wade Way and share the love.
Year's Eve is on a Saturday this year. That's going to mean a lot of people in front of their TVs for the college football playoff. Looking forward to that. Long field for Sam Houston State, and a long way to go to come back in this game, down 49-0. They'll run it there. Pickup of 1 or 2 for Bulmer. Now the Heisman Trophy presentation presented by Nissan tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. Everyone thinks it's Lamar Jackson's trophy to walk away with. If that's the case, then who's your runner-up?
I think it will be Deshaun Watson, though if it was mine, I'd probably go Baker Mayfield. I thought Watson, too many turnovers, 15 interceptions this year. I thought he was better a season ago when he finished 3rd, but I expect him to finish 2nd. But boy, Oklahoma well represented, Clay.
Yeah, Mayfield and Westbrook, teammates, going for the first time since 2004.
Baker Mayfield set a new college football record for pass efficiency, passing Russell Wilson's record. #1 in QBR this season. And Dede Westbrook, what a run he had in a Blitnikoff award-winning season.
Ooh, in the end zone, Briscoe spins out of a sack and throws it incomplete, out of bounds. There is a penalty flag. Unintentional grounding. Dusty, is that what you saw?
Sure looked like it. I did not see a receiver anywhere in the area.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 16. Still in the tackle box. Third to an area. There was no eligible receiver from the end zone by rule safety.
That's the right call.
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right.
Put 2 more on the board for Madison. It's 51-0, and the Dukes are ready to get it back.
Delayed blitz by Dimitri Holloway. Out of your screen currently. He's going to enter. Running back stays in. He's got him in coverage, so he's going to go ahead and blitz the quarterback. He misses the sack, but Briscoe just tries to get rid of the football, throws it away. Got to have a receiver in the area.
This is uncharted territory, Dusty, for Jeremiah Briscoe. You know, all the great numbers he's put up this year. He's had 4 games with 6 or more touchdowns. But he has sat out the lion's share of second halves this year. And you could even say he's barely played at all in fourth quarters of games.
There's been 7 different games where he set down the bulk of the fourth quarter. I think that talking with the SID before the game, when you put it all together, it's a complete 4 total fourth quarters. But typically, they've got such a big lead at halftime. They're on cruise control in the second half. They're in for a different fight here tonight, James Madison.
Jeremiah Briscoe, the product of Stratford High School in Houston, which produced Andrew Luck. He also came out of Stratford. Briscoe's had an amazing year. He's put up some brilliant numbers, but tonight it just hasn't been the Bearcats' night. On the free kick, Duke's ready to get it back after the safety. This is Brandon Ravenel. And it'll be at the 47-yard line to start the drive. Here's our bracket for the FCS Championship, which will be settled on January 7th, noon Eastern on ESPN2. We've talked a lot about our half of the bracket. Of course, the Bison in this half. Youngstown State will take on Wofford tomorrow, 2 Eastern. And Eastern Washington, the number 2 seed in the FCS, taking on Richmond out of the Colonial Athletic. And for more information on the FCS Championship, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. Trey Sharp, first down, and bumped out of bounds by Alfonso McMillan after another big game. The North Dakota State Bison, 23-1 all-time in the FCS playoffs. They have never been beaten at home in the postseason. Of course, their game with the Jackrabbits of South Dakota State is at the Fargo Dome tomorrow. They have won 5 straight national titles.
Dynasty? I'm saying at
I'd
least.
say so.
Yeah, that's unbelievably impressive by the Bison.
This is going to be the third meeting between these old rivals in the FCS playoffs. The Bison have won the previous two, but again, we saw what South Dakota State was able to do back in October. Do you see an upset potentially brewing again? Is it South Dakota State that finally slays the Dragon?
Well, South Dakota State, they took it to them in the first matchup. Outgained them by over 200 yards. South Dakota State, the Jackrabbit Rabbits, they were balanced, ran for over 200, threw for over 300. Really slowed down that Bison rushing attack.
Sharp, first down, Madison.
And I think that's the key. You've got to beat them at their own game. You've got to out-physical North Dakota State at the point of attack. South Dakota State did that earlier this season en route to the big upset. And the brand of football James Madison's playing here tonight, whether it's South Dakota State, whether it's North Dakota State, they're going to need to play that same brand of football a week from now and their next round matchup.
And the winner, I'm sure, is going to most likely be James Madison at this point. We'll take on either South Dakota State or North Dakota State next weekend. Shore slides ahead. First down run. The clock continues to run. And how long are they going to go with the starters here? Brian Shore, of course, got hurt at Villanova on November 12th, and just last week made his return to the lineup. Does Mike Houston pull the trigger and get him out soon?
I think if you score on this drive, that's it. Get that quarterback out. You'll be up 58-0. It's time to start looking ahead and thinking about being healthy for the semifinal matchup.
Sharp to the 5. Well, this is a big score already for James Madison. They have put up so many points throughout the year. A couple of times they've scored 80. We may be headed for that here tonight if they don't call off the dogs.
They're running the counter over and over, pulling the guard, tight end out in front, and just gashing them.
Easy walk-in touchdown for Trey Sharp, his second touchdown. This one from 5 yards out. 6th game over 50 points this season for James Madison. They continue to rack him up.
Well, here we got a zone just over the left side. Going to combo up, zoning to the left. I mean, just wide open holes. A.J. Bolden, Kyle Rigney, Matt Frank, the interior of that offensive line, winning at the point of attack, comboing up to the second level. And all these guys just really blocking well, playing physical. And regardless of who the ball carrier is for James Madison, everybody getting in on the act and having big runs here tonight.
Abdullah 135 on the ground. Sharp now 121 on the ground. They each have 2 touchdowns. That rushing game, which we thought would potentially decide this one, is certainly doing that here tonight. Look at the rushing yards, 275 to 58.
As the weather gets cold, typically the team that can dominate the line of scrimmage and run the football has the upper hand. It's been that and some here tonight for James Madison. Clearly, listen, Casey Keeler is an outstanding football coach. When he was at Delaware, he was able to win a national championship. He knows what he's doing, but at some point he might have to start rethinking a few things, Clay, because last year they get in the semifinals against Jack State. They get beat 62-10. They've been in the Final Four a couple of years underneath him. But at some point, if you want to get over the hump, you've got to change what you're doing, whether that's scheduling, whether that's how you're practicing, if it needs to get more physical. Something isn't translating as the games get later and more important.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. There's Derek Dick on that return, stopped short of the 20. The 2 times that Sam Houston State has played for the national championship, they've lost to the Bison in 11. Sam Houston State came in undefeated, the #1 seed, and the top scoring offense. Sound familiar, but they ran into that buzzsaw. That was the first of the 5 straight national titles for NDSU. And then the 2 teams met again in 12. Sam Houston, they were dismantled again, 39-13 the final. The ground attack chewed up the Bearcats in that one. And again, a lot of wins over the last 6 years, 6 straight playoff berths. But, they run into a team that they just can't match up with.
Last year it was Jacksonville State. This year it's James Madison. And again, like we talked with Casey Keeler, their practices, he said it's fun, it's fast, it's tempo, they're playing music, and that's all well and good. And that can win you the Southland Conference. But is that the route to get them to hoist the national championship? Because that's where he wants to go. He's been there. He wants to take Sam Houston to that point, and you just have to start to think, do you have to maybe start to reevaluate, make a tweak here or there to get you over the top, to get you over the hump?
He'll figure it out. He's, as you mentioned, a national championship coach. That's incomplete. Davis, the intended receiver. Reynolds, another great play in the secondary for the Dukes. Keeler won a national championship at Delaware in 03, led Delaware to the title game again in 07 and 2010. Those were losses, but he knows how to get to that point, without a doubt. And you get the feeling he will go to the drawing board this offseason. Play action, Briscoe into the hands of the defense. It's Curtis Oliver with the pick. Down to the 6-yard line. Turnover, Sam Houston State. Their second turnover, and James Madison continues to add to the nightmares that Jeremiah Briscoe will have tonight.
With zone coverage, you see Oliver with his eyes on the quarterback, and Briscoe throws it right to him. Well, that's miscommunication, an errant throw, but again, we've seen so much man-to-man coverage. Now they switch it up. Great job by Bob Trott, mixing up the coverages, confusing Jeremiah Briscoe, and Briscoe throws it right to Oliver, who, along with Moreland, Reynolds, this secondary's had a heck of a night tonight, Clay.
There's Abdullah. Look at that. Willing his way toward the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown. Khalid Abdullah would not be denied. And how about that offensive line helping him out? Bolden and the rest of the big guys pushing him into the end zone. And the party continues here in Harrisonburg. That's touchdown number 3 for Khalid Abdullah. And his 20th rushing touchdown of the year. An offensive line never giving up on that play. You really got to tip your hat to those big guys up front. Especially him, A.J. Bolden, the transfer from Toledo.
Well, how about Abdullah? Sometimes one team just wants it a little more, willing to give a little more effort. Initially, he stopped, he cuts, and he will not be denied. Keeps the legs churning. The offensive lineman tied in, help him into the end zone. You see A.J. Bolden, the big man, showing the guns. He likes it. All these offensive linemen.
You know what I've been stunned by when you really look at the top teams in the FCS is how big the offensive fronts are for the quality teams. Yeah, these guys are all over 300 pounds. I mean, it used to be not that long ago that FBS teams didn't have many 300-pounders. Of course, many of them all do now, but now you're seeing it in the FCS as well.
They're big, they're physical, and they can move well. That's the thing. Are you just big and you can't move your feet? Can you not get to the second level? No, that's not the case here with, as you said, the upper echelon teams. They have size, but also some pretty decent athleticism for the big uglies. That's what that's what defensive linemen call O-linemen.
What they call you?
Big pretty.
Yeah, sure. 55 points last week. Tonight, 65. That's a record for the program in the postseason. And they're going to pass last week's 567 with ease. The 4-seed James Madison. The champions from the Colonial Athletic for the second straight year. Got their first playoff win in 5 years last week over New Hampshire. And I don't think Mike Houston expected it to come this easy tonight. When we were talking with him, he gave gave some reasons that he was concerned about Sam Houston State, most notably the offense, but his defense has been terrific.
There's a lot of reasons for concern when you watch Sam Houston State on film. Explosive offense. They go extremely fast. They put a lot of pressure on your defense, but clearly an outstanding week of preparation. And Mike Houston had his team ready to play here tonight, and clearly they've answered the bell. I love the fact he's got just a hat on, no gloves. I talked to him down on the field before the game. I said, Coach, it's freezing out here, man. Go get yourself some gloves and maybe a beanie.
Having none of it. There's Remus Bulmer with a catch. One of the few explosive plays for this offense. Gets it across midfield.
What he told me was, how can I bundle up and put layers on and preach toughness to my football players if I'm not going to be tough myself? You got to respect that.
At least he's wearing gloves.
Finally someone said, Coach, come on, man.
Number 42, here's Briscoe. Oh, that one's intercepted. Raven Green, his 6th interception of the year. One of the stars for this defense all season long. We haven't called his name much tonight, but he makes a pretty play, an interception. The 3rd Sam Houston turnover of the night.
Well, watch Raven Green. He's going to come down from the safety position, and he's just going to sneak underneath this route. It's zone coverage. He's reading the quarterback's eyes. Watch him creep up right there. Step right in front of the pass. Raven Green with an outstanding play. Read the quarterback's eyes the whole way, baited him into it. And again, Bob Trott. He's playing man. He's playing zone. He's mixing it up. And the nightmare continues for Jeremiah Briscoe.
New quarterback in the game is Cole Johnson. Hands off to Trey Sharp. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. There is a look at Cole Johnson, the true freshman from Virginia Beach. They think he's the quarterback of the future. They burned his red shirt a month ago at Villanova when Shore got hurt. You can see he's big, 6'5", 195. He won that game at Nova, which clinched the conference title. As Sharp picks up another first down. And then he started the Elon game the very next week. The final game of the regular season, led the Dukes to a comfortable 63-14 win in the regular season finale. So they feel very comfortable with Cole Johnson in a lot of situations, certainly when it's 65-0, but they think he's going to be great in the future.
He won the respect of his teammates by stepping in on the road at Villanova. And it wasn't pretty, had a couple of interceptions, but he also made some big plays and helped lead that football team to a conference championship on the road. And you referenced he stepped in against Elon, and he was fantastic. I mean, he put up some great numbers, threw the ball with confidence, with accuracy, and you're exactly right. He will be the quarterback of the future at some point, and was a key asset here this season in helping get James Madison to the point they're in right now.
Connor Mitch was a transfer from South Carolina, brought in the offseason to compete for the starting job with Brian Shore. He was the backup after Shore won that job out of camp. As that pass is caught close to the first down mark, it's going to be 3rd down and short as Riley Stapleton makes the grab. But Connor Mitch, was that ruled incomplete?
I think you said it was ruled incomplete.
Yes, it was incomplete. Connor Mitch got hurt, so Cole Johnson was the backup at Villanova, and they had to take that red shirt off. Now he's getting an opportunity here in the 3rd quarter in this playoff game, and that one is nearly intercepted.
Now you referenced Connor Mitch. Really enjoyed listening to Mike Houston and Donnie Kirkpatrick tell us that when they brought in Connor Mitch after the spring, because they said, you know, Brian Shore didn't have a great spring. He had not completely sold them that he was the guy. They bring in Connor Mitch, and sometimes when competition shows up, you either do one of two things. You raise your level of play, or you let it affect you and your level of play dips. And Brian Shore, the minute Mitch got onto campus, he took his game to a different level. He excelled, he took the starting job, and he hasn't looked back since.
There's something we haven't seen in a while, a Gunnar Kane punt. He'll drop this one at the 10. Henrietta Lewis calls for the fair catch. Reminder, the Heisman Trophy will be awarded tomorrow night in New York. 8 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN. We'll have the coverage for you presented by Nissan. Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Jabril Peppers, Deshaun Watson, D.D. Westbrook. They are the 5 who got the invite. The quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Deshaun Watson. Great years for all 3.
Jabril Peppers, the only defensive player to make it. And I got to tell you, Jabril Peppers, he can do a lot. He lines up all over the field and gets involved special teams, runs some wildcat. But I thought the most outstanding defensive player in the country this year was Jonathan Allen. So if a defender was going to make it up to New York City, as good as that Alabama defense is, I thought he probably deserved the invite.
You know, let's go back to the preseason. Well, that's going to do it for the third quarter. We'll carry that conversation over to the fourth quarter. James Madison leading 65-0 going to the fourth. I don't think anybody saw this coming. Certainly Sam Houston didn't. We are through 3 in Harrisonburg, Virginia in this FCS quarterfinal. A lot of muscle tonight from Madison.
There are those who love sriracha and those who haven't tried it. And for a limited time, Wendy's Bacon Sriracha Fries are the perfect introduction. Sriracha-infused aioli and Applewood smoked bacon, all for $1.99. And at Wendy's, there's more sriracha to come.
Can a car be crafted instead of produced? Designed with attention and care to give a feeling that stays with you. At Mazda, every detail matters because driving matters. The 3-row Mazda CX-9.
If you need an opioid to manage your chronic pain, you may be so constipated. It feels like everyone can go, except you. Tried many things, still struggling to find relief? You may have opioid-induced constipation, OIC. It's different and may need a different approach. Opioids block pain signals, but can also block activity in the bowel, which is why it can feel like your opioid pain med is slowing your insides to a crawl. Longing for a change? Have the conversation with your doctor about OIC and ask about prescription treatment options. Made on behalf of those living with chronic pain and struggling with OIC.
Where will you find that perfect holiday gift? X marks the box. Helzberg Diamonds will give you this Xbox One S with your purchase of $999 or more. Helzberg Diamonds, here's to love.
Hey, Evan. So, you're stuck at a work thing. With DirecTV and AT&T, you can stream all your favorite shows without using your data. That makes you more powerful than a table for 60.
Wednesdays are the new Thursdays.
Or the mandatory after party.
How early is too early to leave?
You're not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
It's your TV. Take it with you. Watch all your live DirecTV channels on AT&T data free.
The FCS quarterfinals presented by Northwestern Mutual. Clay Matvick, former Sooner, Dusty Dvorak here in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Yep, it's 65-0 as we start the fourth. James Madison ready to move on to the national semis, but we got 15 minutes to play. Remus Bulmer on this run for Sam Houston, and there's a penalty flag. And now the hope is nobody gets hurt for either team.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, defense number 46, 15-yard penalty, first down.
You hate to see that. That's David Azagwu, the junior defensive end with that late hit.
Azagwu, effort to the football, but Bulmer clearly out of bounds. Good call by the official.
There's Jeremiah Briscoe. Almost threw another interception. Jimmy Moreland got his hands on it. He's been around the football all night. Knocking passes down, making tackles.
Boy, if Moreland could hold on to the football, he might have a couple of interceptions here tonight. I guess that's why he's on that side of the ball, and he's not a receiver, Clay.
The guy's made a great play there, and then you take that angle.
No, I mean, he did make a great play, but man, he could have easily
you're right.
picked that pass off.
Remus Bowler, you're a perfectionist, so I would expect nothing less. There's a 2-yard gain, so Gage Steele and Brandon Herford make that stop. It'll be 3rd down and another long situation for Sam Houston State.
James Madison now with 21 interceptions on the year. We talked to Bob Trine. He said they work on ball drills, help with their ball skills, throw a lot of deep passes and work on going up, being competitive with the football, and making plays when the ball's in the air.
You can't win a game being 1 for 15 on 3rd down, and they're not going to convert here. A couple of yards short for Nathan Stewart, who has been held in check. So is Davion Davis and Jedediah Lewis, the 3-star receivers. Very limited activity tonight. Bob Trott, the first-year defensive coordinator, longtime defensive coordinator in college football, plus an assistant in the NFL, has to be beaming inside. They go for it on 4th down. It's complete to Lewis. The 65